Hey. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another stream where we're going to be covering the Bed Bath & Beyond stock community. It's going to be an interesting one. Right now they're live with Pulte, that millionaire guy. So this should be interesting, especially considering earlier today he literally put a disclaimer. I assume his lawyer yelled at him and said, "What are you doing? You're effectively convincing..." Sorry, that was loud. You're effectively playing into the delusions of a group of stock cultists. You need to put out a disclaimer that says you are not telling anyone to buy anything or giving any advice. So we did. Let's see what I missed in the hype train stuff. Also got a cool box set today that I'm going to show you guys. 28% to level 2. If you missed any of the streams lately, or if it's your first time here, apologies for my voice. I am recovering from COVID still. I am still testing positive somehow, even though I feel mostly okay. Weirdly, been nauseous and vomiting randomly. Like I did today. I don't know if I did yesterday, but the day before that, just randomly. Just get really nauseous and puke. It's weird. Anyway, so my throat's been kind of not great. So forgive my voice, please. If you can't, I understand. Let's see what I missed in the chat. It's a little loud for me. There we go. Netzerk, thanks for 32 months. Revolver Osathot with 16 months. Mr. Whiskers with 100 says choo choo. Starry Beauty, thanks for gifting a sub. And 100 bits says hype. Thank you very much. Starry Beauty gifting another sub. Wow. Cyber Javert says, been loving your work since TBR days. Greetings from the middle of a 15-minute city police state that is Oxford. Well, welcome. I'm so glad. A whole year. Anniversary. I can't believe it. It's always interesting to see people who followed me since earlier on. I hope I've improved. Or at least have gotten the same, stayed the same. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 200 bits. And that catches us up, other than a hydrate. And I can do that. 36% to level 2. Okay, so let me show you the really cool box set, which you can actually see on the shelf now. This is the Psycho box set. This is so cool. I'll show you how it comes. It's all the Psycho movies in 4K from Arrow Video UK. And it's got this like plastic thing over it that's got, you know, Psycho 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it looks like the shower curtain. And then you lift it. It's a really nice box too. It's like solid. This is what the spine looks like. This is what the back looks like. Nice picture of the Bates Motel, or the Bates house, rather. And then there you go. There are your movies. And there's a little booklet with a bunch of little essays about the Psycho series written by different film people. It's very cool. That's Arrow's been doing crazy with their box sets lately. Like, the quality is so nice. If you're a collector, you know what I'm talking about. Also, I noticed this, my old copy of Psycho, because I had a 4-movie collection that was 1080p from a few years ago. Also, even though it's not the same company, also has like a gimmick with the slipcover being part of the image. Interesting coincidence. Atheist Brony says, as someone who's followed you since TBR was reading Exodus, you're still great. I do miss you and Jake doing chick tracks though. We did most of them. Mr. Whiskers says, some poor soul lost their Dune Blu-ray at my work. It's a home improvement store, so that's kind of weird, but it made me think of you. Someone also lost a Hallmark Christmas movie DVD, of which the name I forgot. I feel less bad for them. Messy Jaden, thanks for 31 months, says, time for the most feel-good stream on Twitch. Oof. You should broaden your horizons. 20 seconds left in the hype train, 64% to level 2. Someone save the train. I don't even know if there's time. Let's see. Pummel Homestead says, also got MRI results back, mild sprain but not broken, so kiddo can probably still do Nutcracker in the winter. That's great. That's good. I'm glad it was good news. Thanks for the hype train, everyone. All right, let's put this back on the shelf. With the slip cover, it'll be a little shiny, but I want it protected. Oh, that's so glare. I might have to take the slip cover off that if it's going to look like that, but I'll deal with it later. So, if you haven't been following my coverage of the PPShow, as well as the Bed Bath & Beyond stock saga, it's another meme stock that people are obsessed with for really weird conspiratorial reasons at this point. Bed Bath & Beyond's shares are being canceled on the 30th, the last day of this month, September 2023. And some of them are maybe not in denial about that happening, but for no reason at all, basically just conspiracy theories that they have concocted together in their live streams and on their subreddits. They believe that Ryan Cohen, or someone else, now they think Pulte's involved, another rich asshole, because he is in their community now. Anyway, they think that Ryan Cohen, who is involved in GameStop, the founder of Chewy, if you've heard of the company Chewy, they do online pet things. He sold that to, I think, PetSmart for a bunch of money, so he became a billionaire. And he is involved in GameStop. He bought into Bed Bath & Beyond at one point, which caused a lot of the GameStop meme stock people to jump over to Bed Bath & Beyond, even though Bed Bath & Beyond was, and still is, a doomed company. They're all closed. It no longer exists. Except as an IP that was purchased by Overstock.com, which has now turned their website into Bed Bath & Beyond. So if you see that, that's why that's still around. It's not the same company, they just bought the name. Anyway, they think that Ryan Cohen is going to come in and give them shares in a new company called Teddy, which may or may not be part of a bigger company called G-Merica, which they think is going to be a competitor to Amazon, which is basically, it's a Voltron or Megazord company made up of basically Blockbuster, Sears, Bed Bath & Beyond, Toys R Us, Radio Shack. Think of any terrible bankrupt retailer from the last, 15, 20 years. They think that they're all going to return from the dead with Ryan Cohen, like Jesus, and give them a bunch of equity in a new company. It's genuinely baffling, but we are where we are. Hats off. What would you like me to wear for the hats off? El Riri. Okay, so I went back to the beginning. They are live right now. But I went back to the beginning so we could start from, My choice, nice. Tellurian Katrin says, "Hi Hannah, I was just watching your video on YouTube where you explained COVID was so rough on you, and now I'm here. Really appreciate the Bed Bath & Beyond stuff. Fascinating nostalgia cult. Glad you're feeling better." Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been tough, and my throat has been very dry. I know last time I checked the live stream, people were giving thousands of dollars to PP, which is why I consider this, in my opinion, a grift. I think PP knows at this point that he's fucked. Your audio's muted.
We can switch.
Very professional. Oh, so Pulte, the millionaire who's involved himself with these people for whatever reason, he's, as I've said before, he's a Nepo baby. His grandfather started a company, so his dad was born rich. This guy was born rich. Not the guy on screen, of course. I'm talking about Pulte. Pulte got pushed out of his family's company for some reason. And is also known to be litigious for defamation or something. Someone said something about something I'm not going to bring up because I don't care. Either way, he's latched himself on to the PP community, I assume, because he likes attention. I assume he likes attention a lot. I also don't know if he thinks he can, redirect the energy of this cult into something of his own. That's not uncommon for, cult-like groups to get co-opted at some point. That happens. So I don't know if he's angling for that, or if he just wants attention, or if he's just genuinely as stupid as these guys. Whatever the reason, they're all at some, I think, rented house with him or something. Don't care where. And they're doing the PPShow live because normally they all call into each other. Coke doesn't count for hydrate. Did I do a Coke? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. Hydrate. I'll put on a hat in a sec. Just wanted to make sure I covered everything. So normally they do this over the internet, but they're doing it live. You get it.
But do you think it's stronger?
Yeah.
Okay, we can try it. Yeah. I can't because it's so laggy that if I turn it off, we might not be able to pull it back up again.
That's fine.
Oh, you mean like the TV? Yeah. I think Rock was gonna kill it real quick. Yeah. All right, fellas, give us 1 second here.
Yes, Kais is there. Shockingly enough.
Okay, we're on here now. Okay, I think that just helped it quite a bit.
See, the thing they never tell you about being a witch is the hats. They look great, but only from specific angles. So you got to make sure when you're being filmed, you got to get the good side. Got to make sure it's good.
All right, how's the video quality, fellas?
Bad. Let's see if we can get to the part where he just is doing the show.
In the chat, let's have a good time tonight, man. Keep in mind.
I see they picked the best room for audio.
Any guests who come on the show, man, nobody here.
Couldn't throw like some sheets up somewhere to dampen some of this echoey? No? Okay, cool.
Here is a professional.
Takes 5 seconds to hang up some sheets off screen is all I'm saying. That's actually good. Pro tip, if you're like trying to get into streaming or anything, but you don't want to like invest a ton of money into like, you know, audio foam or stuff like that in order to dampen echoiness, you can just like hang up some sheets around where that'll dampen the noise. Cheaply, assuming you already have sheets and something to hang them up with. Broha, thanks for 26 months.
All right.
I can't believe you subscribed to me. I appreciate it.
If you hear
like, I know you do. It's not news to me. It's just like, it makes me feel good. I appreciate it.
Opinions, you hear any TA or you hear anything in that nature, keep in mind, nobody here is a professional. We like getting together and we like talking about this stock, and that's really all there is to it. So today we will be, like I said, sitting in with Bill. Bill will be here in just a moment. We do have a couple guests here tonight as well.
Bill is Pulte. Bill Pulte.
Some live, we have a live audience here as well as some guests that will be coming on. So keep that in mind. We will be calling a few people if they have some questions for Bill too. So fellas, welcome to the show tonight. All right, let's jump straight into it. Chat, give a warm welcome to Bill Pulte.
Are they billionaires yet? Let's check. What's Bed Bath & Beyond stock at? Oops, it's at 7 cents. And it's getting canceled on Saturday anyway, so it might as well be 0. Whoopsie doodle, it's down 21% today alone. Look at the fucking chart. Don't worry, guys. They're down 99.48%. How much more could they possibly lose except the rest of it? What the fuck are you doing? Don't play copyrighted music.
Pulte's office.
Right on.
Jesus.
Welcome to Pulte's office.
Right on.
You know, the crazy thing is I get concerned saying what the address is because there's a lot of maniacs out there
Don't say the address.
who hate GME. They hate Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh my god, literally people are making fun of you. You are not in danger because you follow stupid meme stocks. Are you out of your mind? You think you're in danger? No. Please keep going. This is amazing. Especially now that, like, can you imagine? You know Always Sunny in Philadelphia, how that show's about a group of terrible people who are idiots and have no idea what's going on and they get into all sorts of hijinks? The show really got good when it added Danny DeVito, especially because as a plot device, the character of Danny DeVito in Always Sunny, Frank, is rich. So he can they always have an excuse to have money to do really stupid bullshit. Now that Pulte's here, maybe they'll get into all sorts of wacky adventures that we can laugh at. Or Pulte will try and use PP in order to scam a bunch of random internet gambling addicts into helping him. This is a conspiracy theory. I don't think this is happening. Let me be clear. This is not happening. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke. I don't think this is happening. I don't even think Pulte is this stupid. But in my head, my movie brain went, wouldn't it be hilarious if the reason Pulte invited all these guys, like, wherever they are in person, is so he can, like, basically pitch them a plan in order to be like, hey, so you have this captive audience of people who, like, listen to your every word. What if we give them stock advice that I feed you, and then, you know, they'll make the price go up and down even slightly, but then we'll, knowing what's going to happen, will, as in the people in the room there, will swing trade off of it and make money. Again, I don't think that's happening. That's not happening. But if I was writing a movie with this plot, that's where the movie would go. But life isn't a movie, so.
They hate PP, even though we love PP.
Right on.
They hate Pulte, even though, you know, whatever.
Hey, we love him.
So what's going on?
Gee, I wonder why you like him so much, PP.
Not
Maybe it's because he gives you attention and is rich and lends credibility to your shit show.
a whole lot, man. You know, again, we're here to do a show tonight. We do have a couple questions, but real quick, let's go ahead and get through a couple of these super chats real quick. We got a $100 from OG Trilogy.
Everybody donate. Everybody donate to PP. I don't touch a dollar of it. So I'd say anybody who donates at least, well, let's see how many we get, and then let's make sure we try to answer as many questions as we can. Even
right.
for people who didn't donate. It says muted. Something says muted. Is that, are they fucking with us?
No, we're good. We're
Holy shit, Purple Pondini with 10,000 bits says, I'm so confused by what these guys are thinking. I don't know. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much.
all good.
Are you secretly Bill Pulte?
So, all right, fellas, let's read through some of these chats here. OG Trillic with $100. Much love to the
You think they would have thought to find a place to do this with better internet?
to the PP fam. Woods is in with the $20.
It says
Appreciate
no
the love,
audio.
man.
A lot of people are saying no audio.
That's from earlier, Pulte.
Are you sure? Are you
We
listening
have
to live
audio?
stream?
Gnome Pickle says, I don't touch a dollar of it, because allegedly you don't have to touch electronic transactions to take a cut.
No, yeah, we're good. I think there's issues on there.
All right.
All right.
Then why are people saying that? Are they just fucking with us?
Yeah, they probably are watching they're probably a couple of minutes behind.
Pulte knows how everything works.
All right, we got a $500 fucking tip, man, from Crush Orchid. He says, Mr. Pulte.
They're days away from the stock being canceled, and they are throwing hundreds of dollars at the same people who have misinformed them and given them false hope that this quote-unquote investment is going to make them rich, or even just make their money back. We are well beyond the point where that is something any reasonable person could possibly think. But so many of these people have been strung along and held on to this delusional belief because of PP. No matter how many times he says, this is not financial advice, obviously it's clear what you're doing and what the whole thesis of the show is. You're still doing that, even if you say you're not. I just don't get it. I'm sad that there are people who have thrown away who knows how much money, and now they're throwing even more at the same people who helped keep them in a situation well past a time they should have known it was time to leave. No choker today? Not today. Overthought says, as of a few minutes ago, PP made around $7,500 this stream. Oh, boy. Well, PP will be fine. I'm sure he's made his money back. Gnome Pickle says, what's the difference between PP and someone like Peter Popoff? Peter Popoff is less embarrassing as a human being.
Can I ask, how many people do you have in the room with you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people.
All right, right on. You got 12 there. Low B with the 50. Thank you for hosting the crew today, Bill. The whole community appreciates this. They are a great group who works so hard to help all of us on this journey. Please put this towards someone who needs food or medical.
You know the worst thing? Maybe not the worst thing. You know what's stupid? Even though PP has just been thrown thousands and thousands of dollars on top of however much he's already been paid previously for other streams, he's just going to gamble it away on some other stock. You know it, right? Because there are things that he's deleted where he was involved in, like, what was it called? Safe Moon. He was involved in Safe Moon in the past, and everyone knows that got fucking rug pulled. So no matter how much money they throw at this guy, he's just gonna throw it away again on some other stupid thing. That's sad.
Listen today. All right, right on. Appreciate the love, Lobi, and also Rudy Z with the 10. We also got Brass with the 5. Appreciate the work you guys do. We also got a 5 here from James. Pulte made me do it. We also got a 10 here from Samuel. You said GME Bed Bath. What about AMC? Appreciate the love, man. We also got a 10.
I like AMC. I mean, I like it as a company. I like the whole community behind it. Just my own opinion.
Yeah.
I think what they did with Taylor Swift was the most genius thing Adam Aaron's done the whole time he's been there. I mean, she's a force of nature. So.
Fenekagami says, God, we need to improve white collar regulations so people can be stopped.
I think I was busy that morning, but.
Do we actually know that PP has been invested in any of this stuff? I don't remember if he's ever actually posted his like actual investment. I believe he is, though. He does options a lot. It's very funny. But I believe that he's actually invested. Is he as invested as he would probably want people, as much as he wants people to think, rather? Sorry. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. Because to me, it doesn't matter. Whether he has or hasn't, at the end of the day, he's still grifting people, in my opinion.
I was actually going to buy a fuckload of stock, but I didn't. So maybe I'll have to revisit that. But I think Taylor Swift's just going to fucking kill it. And, yeah. I mean, my only thing is the only question I ever asked.
Pulte knows the one rule of the internet. Never say anything bad about the Swifties.
Was why is Adam Aaron
They're vicious.
selling stock? I just don't like when CEOs sell stock.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
Is that too much to ask for?
No, not at all. Again, everyone who's in these positions should be buying their own company stock, so I agree with you 100%.
Why bring up Taylor Swift? Because they were talking about AMC, and AMC had an event where, like, you could view, like, Taylor Swift concert or something, like, through the theaters, and the theaters, like, just did crazy numbers with it.
From Craig, only the young. All right, and we'll get through. We'll get back to some of these tips here in just a moment. Crazy Larry with the 20. Thank you for joining us. All right, right on. So we got a couple of questions. I specifically have a couple of questions.
Oh, it's upcoming in October. Gotcha. I just know must have been the pre-sales then. Maybe just did crazy numbers.
Here, so first things first, Bill, why do you have...
Quickest way to anchor a Swiftie is by telling them you aren't a big fan. I've been unmatched on Hinge over it. That's actually kind of funny. I don't dislike Taylor Swift. I liked her a lot when I was younger. I haven't followed her since, like, the early days, but I liked her.
Have us here, man. Filming the PPShow.
I'm talking like You Belong With Me days, like the first like couple fucking albums that were like popular.
Here physically at this location, I'm curious. I know a lot of people at home are probably curious as well. Why are we here, Bill?
Why not?
All right.
I mean, I don't even understand the question. I don't understand the premise. I mean, sure. I understand you asking it, and you asked me that. I don't know if we can say it, but you and I went to lunch, and we went with another gentleman. Yeah. Great guy, by the way. I like that guy. Not in the way but I like him. I like him. And
Did he just do a no homo?
Everybody hear me okay too? I just want to make sure because I'm not talking in that direction.
Yeah. How old is this guy?
What the hell is he saying? But you asked me that, and it's like I don't know, why not? I don't know. I think I was like either laying in bed or something watching the show or something, and I was just like, well, why don't you come down? I think you should do it more often from here.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'd love to, man. Again,
I did actually hear about her posting about voter registration and it going up, so that's good.
And love being here, man, in the flesh, and we have all the crew here too, so it's very exciting.
The sub is gonna think the other guy is RC. If they continue to talk about it like this, I almost would think that that's intentional. Like, would that be to string them along? To be like, oh, there's a special secret guest.
As well. So I have a question for you, Bill. For instance, we talk about Bed Bath & Beyond, right?
Yes.
That's our main stock. Right now, where we're looking at is,
I did some DD today, too, this morning. I did,
yeah.
Oh my god, he fucking said DD.
Well, I just read the definitive 14A statement. In the past, they've had some knuckleheads running this.
DD is what they call due diligence. Basically, do your own research, but, in Finn bro speech.
Company.
Yes, they did.
I mean, they've had, I don't like to base things on how people look, but a couple of them, you just look at them and you say, I'm not going to invest my money with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Just the
What?
the whole ethos that they gave off, and then kind of the way that they were making all this money and everything running this company. I mean, it's I think Cohen was exactly right, and I don't know what happened with the break.
They mean Reddit posts, not the real thing.
Down between him and the board. I mean, I have some sense of what happened. Anyway, I just think it's a disappointment how it kind of ended. And I know that's not really what you're focused on, but it just shocked me going back through the different statements and the different public releases and the different empty promises that these people made. It's
Is he talking about Bed Bath & Beyond right now? Because if so, this is so hilarious. He's literally just being like, yeah, it's over. This was terrible. Like, am I wrong? Is he talking about something else? Or is he straight up, reading Bed Bath & Beyond's eulogy right now?
in my opinion, some of these people are criminal, but that's just my opinion.
So, and again, this is just...
Let's move. We gotta move on, Bill. I can't make these people think it's over. We gotta make this show keep going, because that's his whole job.
Speculation, obviously, when I asked you this, Bill, but in terms of Ryan Cohen, do you think that,
Oh no, Bill, well, how are you going to answer questions about Ryan Cohen without legally implicating yourself in this? Oh god.
When he originally wrote a letter to the Bed Bath board, he said that...
Which I read today again, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. What he says in that...
This is amazing so far. I'm so glad I chose to do this today. I'm not even kidding. I'm thrilled.
Letter is that he would like to make Bye Bye Baby a destination for babies.
This is like you would make fun of some dumb tech bro billionaire in like a TV show if you were writing a character to be an out-of-touch stupid tech bro billionaire trying to pitch something. Like, that's the kind of thing you would write. Like, literally, I think in Glass Onion, the joke they used was NFTs for kids. Similar idea of a joke, trying to apply some, like, weird millennial FOMO concept, but to babies who have no concept of this sort of thing. We want it to be a destination for babies. Babies love that, historically. They love it so much more, or equally, than when you do this. Woo! Oh, God. A destination for babies. Babies famously love going into stores where their moms or dads just buy fucking diapers or whatever.
The letter is the exact same, almost verbatim, to what he wrote to GameStop years ago whenever he was taking his position into GameStop. What are your thoughts, man? Do you think that
Should they think Boss Baby is a documentary and babies are big spenders? Wait, is Boss Baby not a documentary? I'll need to make some calls later.
There's a possibility that he could still be perhaps behind Bye Bye Baby or Bed Bath & Beyond in general.
Oh my god, it's so funny because I'm gonna move this a little bit so you can see both their faces. It's hard because it's pretty low quality, but the back and forth between their facial expressions to me is hilarious because you'll have Bill speaking more realistically, not outright saying that Bed Bath & Beyond is just fucked and everyone in it's fucked, but he's not being unrealistic in terms of his actual literal speech. And PP's like upset when he talks like that, but then PP will be like, but what about this thing? And he's excited, and then Bill's uncomfortable because he knows he can't like confirm this delusion because then he would be potentially sued. Fenegami says babies like the pretty colors, babies like the fun shapes.
Again, this is speculative. This is just a speculative question. And anything that you don't want to ask Bill, don't, obviously you don't have to. But what are your thoughts there, man? Knowing, the type of person Ryan Cohen is, do you think
what
that
does
he
that
would...
even fucking mean? They've created this whole lore for the person they think that Ryan Cohen is. Oh, he's this magnanimous, he's a selfless billionaire that just wants to fix the stock market to be fair for the retail investor. Like, this mythology they have created is so nutty. I don't even think they realize how divorced their idea of Ryan Cohen is from whoever the real person is. Like, he's a fictional character at this point. They've created some sort of specter of him.
Do you think he would have done the due diligence ahead of time before taking a position into Bed Bath & Beyond, only to later sell and just kind of give up? Or do you think maybe there's something else?
No, I think he's a fighter. It's just my own opinion. Nobody should listen to me. But I do think he's a fighter, and I do think at a minimum, this is going a little further than the last time we talked, but I do think he's going to fight for it at some level. How much he's going to fight, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he will make a surprise announcement. Maybe he won't. Again, it's just speculation.
This is comically a non-statement. Holy shit!
I want to be super clear. I'm not saying.
Have you guys seen the episode of Futurama or any of the episodes that have the species that is neutral? The species that always is neutral? That's the way he is talking. It's amazing. Fenekagami says babies have smooth brains, and yet I assure you, my 18-month toddler is literally smarter than these brainlets.
That I know anything, because I don't. I'm not saying to do anything, because...
Whoever's Pulte's ISP is, better hope he doesn't mention them, because holy fuck, this is a terrible showcase of their service, right? I didn't even know you could have a stream look this bad. Like, I understand that a room that's not used for recording, you could maybe not have the best audio quality, but, like, is this how he does business? Like, a lot of business is done through video calls these days. Like, and if he's involved in trading, shouldn't he have really quick internet so that he can, like, interface with the most recent, like, by the second information? Because stocks are often traded, like, algorithmically and things go all over the place. Just weird. Just seems weird to have this bad of internet in the year of our Lord 2023 when you're a businessman.
Not saying that, but just the type of guy he is, I don't think he's one to give up from a fight, and I definitely don't think he is. I also think, too, that he's probably being more, and this is just speculation, but he's probably being more careful with everything going on with the lawsuit that he has about what he does, but at the same time...
So vague. Ryan Cohen is being sued for allegedly pumping and dumping Bed Bath & Beyond. Because, again, he bought in, a bunch of meme stock people bought in, and then he sold, and then the price dropped because a bunch of people sold because they only bought in because of him. So he's being accused of basically pumping and dumping the stock, using his influence over the meme stock people. Logarth says, I posted a pic of the Bed Bath & Beyond that's a spirit in the memes channel on your Discord, Bed Bath & Beyond the Grave. Ooh, I'll take a look. One sec. Let me find it. I will find it and show it. Bed Bath & Beyond the Grave. Where is it? Memes channel? How long ago was it? Or am I just not seeing it? Or is it in the Hannah and Jake? One sec. Make sure I'm in the right one. No, I'm in the right one. Sorry, I'm looking. Too many Discords. Oh yeah, please. I have a Discord of my own. I don't really use the Hannah and Jake Discord anymore. So you gotta use, you gotta use mine. But I will find it in the other one if that's where it is. Oh yeah. Hold on. There it is. Bed Bath and Spirit Halloween. Bed Bath and Beyond the Grave. I think whatever the last episode of this series is going to be, I think I'm just going to call it like Beyond Bed Bath and Beyond. Done.
I don't think he's going to let that deter him. In fact, that may even get him more animated. But that's just one man's opinion. Again, I don't know anything. But in fact, I would probably have, well, you know, I got to be careful with what I say.
Hannah and Jake, like actual Jake? Yes, we used to do a show together years ago.
Is, you know, as we talked about, I'm kind of in a unique position where, you know, they're after all of us, in my opinion, and they're so.
What is this paranoid shit? They're after all of us. Who? What? Don't make bad investments. Short sellers aren't out to get you. You're picking bad companies. H-Baird says there's something fitting about Spirit Halloween always taking root in the corpse of other stores. It's true. It's true.
Certainly after me, and they're certainly after Cohen, and so.
Who has had more hopium, Peter with Trump or these guys? That's tough. I'll say these guys. Because at least there's a ton of material out there and other people trying to convince, you know, them of something for stupid reasons. But, like, these guys are producing their own conspiracy, you know? It's not like there are a ton of other Bed Bath & Beyond stuff out there like there is for QAnon or Trump conspiracies. Like, at this point, the group of people producing pro-Bed Bath & Beyond content is the PPShow. Period. Like, there's virtually no one else left. So at this point, they are a self-sustaining ecology. You know, like those jars. You ever seen those jars, the old science-y ones, where it's like a little environment that's self-sealed in a bottle? Like that. What about Bed Bath and Beyond and the Great Beyond? That's pretty good. Obowan says Bill's been pumping and dumping all the meme stock since the beginning of the movement. He's afraid of Ryan narking on him. That's someone's opinion in chat, not something I said.
So I have to be careful with what I say, but you know, if I didn't have certain pressures and stuff, I probably would have bought, just if nothing else, to send a message about how poorly run this company was, about how
you would have spent a bunch of money just to prove how poorly run a company was? Just throw away money for no reason? You're not very good at this.
You know, I've looked at the NOLs. Those are real in my opinion, and again, nobody should take that advice, but those.
What do you mean in your opinion? The Knolls are not accessible because there is no going concern. What? That's not an opinion thing. That's just a misunderstanding of the law. You're a professional stock trader, aren't you? Don't you have a fund? What the fuck?
Those are real. There's real value there.
Like, I swear, like, in my head, I'm still, like, a victim of, like, weird American propaganda. Because in my head, even though this guy's just, like, a second-generation Nepo baby, in my head, I still, on some level, think, well, he must know about stocks, though. Because that's what his company does. So he must know about it if he knows about anything. Even if I think he's an idiot, he might, you know, Ben Carson his way into knowing, like, one thing. Stock market in this case. But even this, it seems like he doesn't know that the Knolls can't carry over if there's no going concern. Either that or he's intentionally pretending he doesn't know that. It's not good either way. Either he doesn't know or he's pretending he doesn't know, and neither make him look good.
And
this is going to take 7 hours to go through this live stream. Jesus Christ.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But either way, you know, I'd encourage everybody, you know, it's not financial advice, but I wouldn't be spending the whole farm on this name. I wouldn't be spending the whole farm on any name. I mean, you know, you have to sleep at night and you have to do what's right by your family. So I encourage financial discipline. But at the end of the day, that's why I like GME, is because I believe in Ryan Cohen, as we talked about earlier today.
Yes.
I think he's world class. I think there's only a few guys like him. I think if the Fortune 500 was made up of all Ryan Cohens, you know, I don't even know if we know what to do with ourselves, because there'd be so much money going around.
Right.
It wouldn't be funny.
Yeah, so
maybe we should have a system where instead of hoping that the richest people in the country just happen to be really nice people, what if we made a system that said, like, hey, how about we tax you appropriately so that you can still be incredibly wealthy, but not so obscenely so that it's hurting other people? or you're getting inordinate amounts of control over society through the money and power you wield through said money in politics or industry. No, we just gotta hope the richest people in the world, or the richest people in the country, which famously, in order to become rich, you have to be an asshole. Like, that's a whole trope for a reason. Like, you don't make $1 billion by being nice to people or caring about other people. I think there's close to 0 people who have ever done that. So the idea that, like, oh man, we just need a bunch of others.
So let's go back to the gnolls for a second. So when you say that the gnolls are valuable...
Authoritarianism is when the government has all the power. Freedom is when private companies made up of the same demographic of people that are typically politicians own all the power without anyone voting for them. Yay. I know you were joking. I'm just building on it.
Just based off, your own opinion.
Yeah, Pulte Homes had NOLs back in the day, and they were pretty valuable when they took down impairments and stuff. And I was on the board there. That was definitely a consideration. Yeah,
Pulte Homes is the company that I believe his grandfather started. I think a glass company, like a window company, that then evolved into a home building company, or the father took the window thing and made it bigger. I'm not sure. Either way, it started generations ago, and somehow he got kicked out of the company or left the company. I guess I don't know specifically. I heard as a rumor, this is not fact, this is just a rumor I heard, that he was not voluntarily ending his employment with the company, but I don't know that for sure.
Is the value of the NOLs, and so again, I don't know how much it is with Bed Bath & Beyond, but
H. Baird says, what about a second stock on the grassy knoll? I get it. Oh, okay.
It's somewhere, what is it, fellas? It's like a couple billion, right?
I think it's like $1.5 billion or something like that. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about compared to you guys. I just did a little bit of due diligence on it.
Nice.
Oh, Pulte. Oh, honey, no.
I did. That's why I got the $1.5 billion number. So I don't know if that's right or not, but there is value, in my opinion. Not financial advice. It's crazy. We have to keep saying this stuff, but these maniacs out there. I mean, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
Some of these people, they want us. It's amazing. I mean, even just appearing with you, the shit that I get from these people is insane.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a moment. So, one of the things that we've noticed.
Audit the Fed. Somebody says. I like that.
Yeah. So
audit a lot of other things too.
And one of the things I was going to
Pulte seems like the biggest douche.
Ask you is, when kind of analyzing Super Stonk, right? In
a bastion of great advice. Not really. Please don't get stock advice from random assholes on the internet. Never ever do it.
Super Stonk, I noticed that whenever you tend to post there, some of your stuff is getting censored. How do you kind of feel about, Reddit being like a platform for people to be able to discuss, kind of all things related to stock and things like that?
Well, I love Super Stonk, and I've gotten along with a lot of the moderators, and they've treated me well compared to others.
He means the SEC, by the way. All of us can relate to being in trouble with the SEC. Some people are so out of touch with reality. They genuinely don't know what it's like to not be a rich asshole. I fully believe that, like, Pulte, I think if you asked him, gosh, like, if I went up and asked him, how much do you think, like, the rent on my house is every month? I don't think he would even be able to be close. It would be the meme of Lucille with the banana. What could a banana cost? $10, Michael?
Other people, but I would just say, generally speaking, I'm not in favor of censorship. I think that, what happens when you try to shut people down,
they're complaining because Super Stonk, the other, like, big Reddit... Super Stonk was, like, the Reddit stonk. By stonk, I mean basically meme stock, day trader, gambling addict subreddit for people who are into day trading. So a lot of meme stocks started there, and then migrated. At this point, Bed Bath & Beyond people are, I think the discussion of it's basically banned from Superstonk because even they were sick of these people. So I think they're just complaining about being, banned from Superstonk, even though ironically, I'm banned from the PPShow, so that's funny. Even though they say, like, oh, everyone's allowed on. Literally, like, a day after I went on the first time, PP posted the thing in his subreddit saying I was banned and not allowed back on, and then he blocked me. Which is fine.
I even had, as you know, somebody trying to get a gag order on me recently, which thankfully, the judiciary system was not a fan of, to say the least. But usually when people are trying to gag you or trying to censor you, in many ways, in my opinion, they are trying to hide things. And so whether it's Reddit, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, Instagram,
or maybe you're spreading misinformation. Have you considered that? Or in the case of, like, just a weird, like, subreddit like Superstonk, maybe they just don't like you. Because they're allowed to not like you and think you're annoying and dumb and just ban you. It's just a forum on the internet. Like, that's not against the law.
Fan of censorship. It's
just feels like it's just like I swear it's like these people have never been through like old school forum drama. Like, oh, there's some group of people that are interested in some random thing, some subset of the fandom or some subset of the community, and then everyone gets pissed off at them and they basically tell them to fuck off and then they go complain. Like, yep, that's how forums work.
I think it's a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing for this country. I think that's why this country is really fucked in some
This country is fucked because subreddits have moderators.
ways.
Yeah. Fact.
And, I'm trying to do my small part, and I think guys like Ryan Cohen are going to help solve it. So, I mean...
How? In what way?
I'm really excited, too, for the next generation.
We're going to take down the short sellers using... a guy who joined GameStop years ago but still can't make it profitable for a year. Because
I think there's going to be another...
It's weird that they never bring that up. Like, they're so obsessed with Ryan Cohen because he's the guy that did, Chewy, the pet company where you buy... It's actually funny because I actually use Chewy. Chewy is a service where you, like, order, like, dog food or cat food or whatever pet stuff, and you can schedule it every month. So at the same time every month, whenever you think you need it, you'll get, your cat litter or your whatever, And for whatever reason, he made that. It got bought out for a ton of money from, I think Petco, some big pet store chain bought it. Don't know how it does financially. Don't really care either way, but he got a big payout, and then he got himself involved in GameStop, right? However, since he got involved in GameStop, his only ideas have been involving, like, NFTs and stupid stuff like that, Web3, and none of that has worked so far. None of that has been profitable. None of that has taken off. The NFT market, in fact, has just hit the absolute ground. So, I don't understand why they think Ryan Cohen is so competent. Like, even if you think he did a good job with Chewy, which maybe he did. Clearly he did something right. It still exists, and he got a big payout, That doesn't mean he's good at everything. He's failed so far at turning GameStop around. They're doing worse than they ever have. All they've done are close stores, which, again, can cut down on expenses, but as a long-term strategy, isn't going to help them. Especially considering the future of gaming is clearly going digital. I'm not a huge fan of that either, necessarily. You guys know I love, physical media. I love Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs and VHS. I think it's all wonderful. And it makes me sad that it leaked that the next Xbox doesn't have a disc drive. That sucks. I don't like that because I would like to be able to have and use that as like a 4K Blu-ray player like I do with my current stuff. But the market says differently, and we're under a market. That's how it works, like it or not. So I'll end up having to get a separate 4K Blu-ray player as long as they make them. That's cool. People will buy digital games, which is already the majority of the market, by the way. If you're not into gaming or don't know anything about video games, I think last year, like 80-something% of all game sales were digital. Back in the day, I don't mean to be a boomer here, but back in the day, I'd go to GameStop. I remember GameStop. It was fun as a kid. When I started, it was actually Funko Land, which then I think got taken over by GameStop. Or maybe it was vice versa, but they kept the GameStop name. Either way, there was some merger, and then the place I went was called GameStop. So I get it. I remember the nostalgia for that. I went to get games and trade games in, even though you got ripped off and got not enough money back. But you get it, you know? When you're a kid, it's kind of a fun thing, and you don't really know the value necessarily, so whatever. I went to midnight releases of, some different games, and I understand. I understand the nostalgia piece of this, but I can also recognize that the business model is just outdated, and they can't be a store that just sells Funko Pops. Like, have you guys been into a GameStop lately? It's basically just a Funko Pop store. That and other, knick-knack, pop culture, bric-a-brac bullshit, Stuff that I like sometimes. Like, I have a Thor's hammer over there. I think they sell stuff like that sometimes. But you can't sustain a store like that. Like, you just can't. There's not enough market in any given town for just, a store that's like that, and it doesn't even have comic books. Because, where I live, to not be specific, there are different places I go, I don't go to GameStop. If I want games, I go to some locally owned used game stores, which have some really great, cool stuff. And they don't just, have newer stuff. It goes all the way back to Atari, There's a Blu-ray place near me, There's a comic book store that also has all the dorky bullshit if you did want some plastic crap like I like sometimes, And they also have comics, so... I don't foresee a big chain like GameStop existing in the market. There's not enough for it, Mr. Whiskers says, I remember when pre-orders came with neat swag. I remember when they used to call things swag. Remember the Halo 3 helmet edition, but you couldn't actually wear the helmet? It was just like a display, but you couldn't. That was funny.
Of Ryan Cohen's just how do we duplicate this guy? How do we clone this guy?
Right. All right, fantastic. So real quick, I'm going to give a couple people a call real quick because they do have a couple questions for Bill here.
A call? What do you mean, on the phone?
Yeah.
One second, gotta read a text. And I know someone said I missed some bits. I apologize. I will go back. H. Baird says, I once read a page-long YouTube comment about how democracy is going to die because the author isn't allowed to write the N-word in the YouTube comments. People are weird.
Okay.
And also...
you can ask me whatever you want, like I told you.
Okay, yeah, actually, speaking of that, what's up with the fucking cigar tweet? Are we still... Can we know what that's about now?
No.
Okay, and do we have...
I was told I cannot talk about that.
At all.
By your lawyer, probably. Your lawyer probably yelled at you and was like, what are you doing?
No, not the cigar.
Logarth says, I remember that. The thrift stores were full of them for a while. I guess nobody wants a big clunky piece of plastic helmet you can't wear just taking up space. Yeah. So I like the Power Rangers helmets. You can actually put them on.
Cigar one.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on from it, fellas. Hopefully one day we'll hear what the fuck's that cigar. One
day you will.
Okay.
That's for sure.
One
you don't even know who I was
more.
with when I was having that cigar.
No, I don't.
So that's part of the problem.
All right, right on. All right, so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and give a call to a couple people that did want to just ask Bill something real quick. We'll be brief, and then we'll go ahead and take it over to ABC next. Again, we do have a couple people here backstage, man. So ABC, Plur, we do have Rock Solid, Travis.
How many people
Michael,
do we got in here right
and
now?
Also Kai's.
We got 6,000 live viewers. I just say to everybody, too, who's joining from my Twitter feed, we'll be giving away $2,000 today. You know me. I'm good for it. That's the difference between me and...
He does this, which, great. I am so glad if he really does this that people who need money are getting it. But when it's someone who's a millionaire, I don't know, it comes off, in particular in his case, as a little attention grabby. Like, hey, I get it. He's giving money to people. Awesome. Feels a little weird. But it helps someone, so I can't be that mad about it. I can be pragmatic.
In a lot of the
Xenon Eximer, thanks for 36 months. Wow, 3 years. Happy anniversary.
scammers on Twitter. And I'll be giving...
Treats it like a game show. That's actually a good way to put it. Here we go. Now I can criticize it. Because you're absolutely right. It's a little bit like Queen for a day. Tell me, why do you need this money? Dance for me, peasants. Sure, fuck it.
Away another $1,000.
It's not great. It's another reminder that our system is fucked up and there's such a disparity between people who are desperate and people who are born with a silver spoon in their mouth.
If we get to 10,000 concurrent. So
wow, look at
try
that.
to jump that. Yeah.
All right, right on. Right
and if everybody could do me the favor while he's talking, because I like to get him interrupted and throw him for a whirl. He tried to, I tried to throw him for a whirl earlier today. Just donate a lot of money to him right now. And
this is so gross.
And anybody who donates $500, I'll guarantee that you can meet me, and we'll probably pick a handful of people who can't afford that too. So
that's yikes. What the fuck? Are you even allowed to do that? Is that YouTube TOS? Like, can he say that? What? I don't know if you're allowed to say that. Like, I'm not saying that is breaking the rules. I'm not. I don't know. I'm just like, that's so weird. What? Sume says, oh, hey, chat. I had my interview for my promotion today. I think I did well. I have a 50-50 shot. I only have one other person who applied for the job. Well, I wish you luck. I wish you all the luck.
Anybody who...
He said that anyone who donates $500 to PP will get... He guarantees will get to meet him, Pulte. Like, I don't know if you can say that.
Anybody who donates $500 will, to him, can meet me for sure, and then we'll pick a handful of people.
Do I know where the nail kit is? I do not. Somewhere in the living room, but I don't know where.
People who can't do that already.
All right, right on, right on. That sounds...
I don't know what you get for meeting me, but you can meet me.
All right.
Ew, this is disgusting. These poor people, so many of them who have probably been taken in by, like, I know I didn't, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do. Give you the general vicinity. We need to get some Apple AirTags, seriously. We need to put one on all of our remotes, some of the controllers, the nail kit. We lose something so often. We have a big couch, so it gets lost either underneath it or like in the cushions. It's a big sectional. So anyway, I don't know Pulte's specific, like, why he's doing this. If he's just weird, totally possible. But it is so sad to me that there are people in this community, in his community, that have either been taken in by hustle culture or Finbro culture or something, to the point that they worship millionaires and billionaires like Ryan Cohen and Pulte, even though Pulte was born into a wealthy family. This isn't the case of a guy who started with nothing, you know? He can't even pretend that. And if he did, he'd look like a douchebag. He's literally just some rich private sector, like, landed royalty, and they're all like, oh, let me give you even more money, PP, so that I can come kiss the feet of the rich man. It's so weird.
Hey, there you have it from fucking Bill. Let's go ahead and give David Simpson a call, man, and let's see. He got a couple questions for Bill here, so let's see what's on David Simpson's mind.
Let's go.
Yo, what's going on?
David, how you doing, man? You're on PPShow, and I have Bill here, man. If you got any questions, man, let's hear it.
Well, first of all, it is so nice to get to talk to you and meet you. I want to just thank you for what you do on Twitter, giving people money the way you do. I have so much respect for you for that. Just first and foremost,
Thank
I think
you.
in general.
Some people think giving $100, $200 is nothing, but I'd like to see somebody with stage 4. I'd like to see that same person with stage 4 cancer get kicked out of a job because they're going to chemo and not be able to afford groceries, and then have that same view. I bet their view would change pretty damn quickly. But yeah.
It's great that you're giving money to people. I think that hyping it up kind of cheapens it, you know? If you were just, like, anonymously donating money to a bunch of people, cool. But it feels like, yeah, someone in the chat, it feels like you're doing this in a really weirdly manipulative way. Like, you're coming across very weird and manipulative, in my opinion. Atheist Brony says, great man theory where everyone just gives all credit to one asshole at the top is so odd to me. It's so far from the way I think. Yeah, same.
Anyway, thank you for saying that. Go ahead.
Of course, and I think those people need that money, and you're doing a great job helping them. So that's tremendous, first and foremost. The question I wanted to ask you really quickly, I'll be brief here. I don't have too much time here. I'm actually at work myself. But you were doing a Twitter Spaces not too long ago, must have been last week or within the last 2 weeks or so, and hinting at something like a GameStop acquisition. What would be a good target for GameStop as a merger target for the company? And you were really, I think, diving into some good conversation about what businesses might be complementary to GameStop, how GameStop can provide value for them as that company.
So basically, GameStop has cash on hand. What are they going to do with it? Do they want to buy something? Gnome Pickles says, we found the answer to how these people sleep at night. Sure, I have tricked others into losing their life savings to a failed stock, but I gave that cancer patient a few bucks. What are ghost bits?
Provide value for GameStop. And my question for you, I read a post that...
Yeah, this is weird. Like, even I can... Like, if I was in a random, like, anywhere, you know? And I had to do a stream, I could figure out a way to do it that didn't involve having people call in on a cell phone and then hold it up to this. Like, if it was impromptu, okay, but, like, there are ways to solve this issue pretty easily.
Ross Brown, he's...
You'd think between Pulte being super rich and him being a professional streamer, PP on the left, you'd think that they could have figured something out.
Oracle, he's been in our community for a bit now. He posted this on Supersonic over a year ago, and it's recently kind of gone around, and it's he brings up a target, and I want to run through that target with you and see what maybe you think about it. But what he wrote about, and seems more and more likely by the day, is that Equinity might be a pretty solid target for GameStop as a company who owns AST Financial, the transfer agent for Bed Bath & Beyond. And when GameStop creates this NFT marketplace and this blockchain project that they're working through...
They already created the NFT marketplace. What? GameStop NFT marketplace. It literally has existed for over a year, and it's done terribly. The volume is down 99%. Like, it's literally dead. You're talking about it like it's not already a thing. They already closed down their crypto wallet that they had created to go along with the NFT store. So the crypto wallet's gone, and now they have the NFT store that almost no one uses. Like, last week, do you know what the revenue was for the store? What, for the NFT store? One of the days last week was like $8. Revenue, not profit. $8 in NFTs were sold in a day. So I don't think that there's a future for this, guys. Did you miss the whole literally every single moment on the internet since people figured out that NFTs are bullshit?
What they really need...
Like, literally, like, the hottest video for, like, a month was Line Goes Up, the documentary about how bullshit Web3 and NFTs and crypto in general are. Like, the internet at large fucking hates crypto. Gamers in general hate NFTs. Stop. You've already tried this. It's not true that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. But frankly, it's still not the smartest thing to do. You know what I mean? I don't think it makes sense to continue to try and pitch NFTs and Web3 after everyone has already said, fuck you. No, absolutely not fuck you. It's been universal, unless you're a tech bro or a crypto bro. But they still try. They act as though they're not like a small group of people who want to profit off of everyone else, and that other people don't see it. We understand you want to turn everything into a token and speculative market so you can gamble more. Gosh.
Are kind of companies to be able to come onto that exchange. And he goes on and talks about how Equinity has done a number of these things that would be critical for a functioning marketplace of kind of a tokenized stock platform. Some of their private company issue management in 2018, a proxy automation for shareholder votes 2019.
Sorry, I keep getting texts and I think it's, you know, my wife talking to me, but it's not. I keep getting texts from my doctor's office because I had an appointment earlier today over the internet, COVID. But it's just about prescriptions and stuff.
Umbrella which is their stock platform for private companies. I was wondering what you might think about that as Xfinity as a partner for GameStop, where they could create some sort of decentralized stock exchange that a lot of us have been theorizing, at least what Teddy might be about, as maybe a target GameStop might be interested.
Oh my god, they both smiled at each other. Oh my god, is Pulte? Oh no. Oh no, I just had a terrible, wicked idea. Again, this is complete speculative bullshit conspiracy theory. They do tinfoil, I'll do some tinfoil. The look that they just gave each other when a decentralized stock market came up. Is Pulte going to try and start some sort of, terrible, like... The meme stock people have had this idea for a while. It's a really stupid idea that crypto bros have to have, like, some sort of stock market that's unregulated, basically, and on the blockchain. Is Pulte going to try and put money into doing that, and he's entered this community in order to co-opt it to benefit his, you know, platform? His decentralized crypto whatever thing he's gonna have? That would be hilarious. It would also maybe be criminal? I'm not making any specific claims. It just sounds not cool. It just seems not cool.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. So I think the punchline of the question was, should they acquire something and what should they acquire and will they have liquidity to do it? Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the good thing about buying something that's making money is that you don't need to have a whole lot of liquidity. So that would be point number one. I have been very vocal, and I think, you know, what do I know compared to Ryan Cohen? But I think the fact that I said that they should do an acquisition, and then the next thing you know, I don't know if you saw the 10Q, but Cohen says in there, or whoever's designing it said acquisition a bunch of times that I don't.
You know what's so funny? It's this all the way down. There are layers to this. PP and his people have some weird affinity for Pulte because Pulte's richer than them and has more influence, right? Which is what they want. Pulte is obsessed with Ryan Cohen. He's tweeted at him and he clearly wants to get his attention and pretend like he has a bigger relationship with him than he does. Because Pulte, or rather because Cohen, is richer and more influential than Pulte. And Ryan Cohen, meanwhile, is a sycophant for Elon Musk and tries to constantly do memes and tweet at Elon Musk and act like they're friends and wants to get his attention. Like, it's just rich tech bro assholes. It's a human centipede of fin bro bullshit. And PP's not even the back. Kais is probably the end of the human centipede. It's so interesting to see this.
I don't think that they had said otherwise. If they buy something that's profitable and cash flowing, which is what I strongly suggest, Ryan, if you're watching, please do that, because it will make all of us, in my opinion, not financial advice even for Ryan Cohen. He doesn't need my advice, but
right on.
It'll make us all a lot of money, in my opinion, is if he can buy something that's profitable.
Wow, buying a profitable company to supplement the income of your non-profitable company? Wow. What a brilliant idea. That's so much easier than just running a profitable company. Let's just subsidize our failing business by buying a good one. It's kind of an admission that the general GameStop business model is pretty fucked if it's easier to just buy a whole different company, isn't it? It's a little interesting.
There's no limit to what the stock can do, in my opinion. Then
if you bought a hypothetical profitable company, there's no limit to what the stock could do, is the most vacuous, funny statement he could make. I can't believe it. How are they not seeing past this fucking fraud? This is amazing.
That's just my own opinion. I say that because, you know, if we can get the float up,
GameStop, I don't know what the reserves are at currently. At one point, they had over $1 billion in cash. They have been burning through it, though, because they've lost millions of dollars quarter over quarter. The most recent, they only lost $2 million as opposed to losing hundreds of millions. So good for them. But still, they've been bleeding some of that liquidity over the last year or two. So I don't know what they're currently at, but they do have cash reserves.
We can get the market cap up. We can get the earnings up. You know, I mean, the fact that he's taken this from, you know, losing a bunch of money to now
hydrate. What's funny to me is, like, if I was like an investor, you know, none of this is advice or anything. This is a hypothetical. If I was an investor and I'm out here and I hear these guys talking about this and they say, boy, if GameStop could just buy a profitable company, they'd be great. Wouldn't I think to myself, well, I'm not already attached to any of this. I'll just invest in a company that's already profitable or has a clearer path to profitability, at least. Like, the GameStop part has become vestigial to the whole argument. Like, your argument is literally, we need to turn our shares in GameStop into something that's actually worth money by making it not GameStop, by making GameStop a tumor on some other profitable business. How can we turn GameStop into a parasite that sucks off of some actual business that functions? Huh.
Breaking even to making money. If you can buy something that's making money, and that's very important in my opinion. It's very important to make money, especially the economy that we're going into, in my opinion. I'm going to stop saying in my opinion. Everything from here to forward is my opinion, okay?
And all speculation.
So, yeah, so in case any, you know, these maniac lawyers or whatever.
These maniac lawyers.
But whatever.
It's so funny, too, because if anyone was going to sue him, it would be the people watching. If anyone would sue anyone, it would have to be people who watch the PPShow who lost money suing Pulte to be like, hey, you made me think. I'm not saying that would hold up. He's saying it's his opinion and stuff, and they're just being dumb. But still, wouldn't it be just less hassle to not do any of this and not go on this show?
What was I saying? If they can buy something that's cash flow positive, I bet you that this market cap can just...
Again, he just repeated it. If they could just make money, I bet the stock price would go up. Hot fucking take.
It will just go higher, and I think at some point, if he can do that, and it's not contingent on an acquisition, but I think it definitely gets the probability up, I think you're going to see index funds start to have to buy this stuff, and that's what would be really exciting, would be if the index funds have to start buying this thing. I mean, can you imagine how many people are going to be rolling over in their grave if they have to start buying GME as part of the indexes?
Right.
And that's only going to happen, in my opinion, if Ryan keeps doing
It's not going to. What are you talking about? The price of GameStop has been going down for a while. Let me take a look. GME. It's down 23% over the last 6 months. And it's basically even for the year. Or rather, sorry, that's year to date. One actual year, it's down 27%. Like, literally, it's only up compared to, like, 5 years ago, which was before the meme stock thing started for them.
He's doing, and if he looks at a good acquisition. But yeah, I mean, there's so many acquisition targets that are out there, and the good thing is interest rates, in my opinion, especially in the private market, have really suppressed valuations. And so you have the situation where basically with valuations coming down,
do you think that the valuation of GameStop is being suppressed? Really?
There's a really good opportunity to buy something that is making a lot of money and can be accretive to shareholder value.
All right, right on. And again, you know, I know some people are saying that, you know, for instance, the video quality of the stream's a little bit low. Once it's done for today, we'll actually strip the actual full video and we'll re-upload it, and it will look quite a bit better. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, it looks like we lost David Simpson there. So I'm going to go ahead and take our next guest in, which is going to be ABC here.
He does a lot of uhs, yeah.
Chad.
The more you do internet stuff, in my experience, I would say that just goes away with time. I used to do that a lot too when I started making videos. I edited out the ums actually, but you know, as you stream more, I think you get used to consciously trying to get rid of the filler words, because it's better to just kind of pause than it is to constantly say you know. Not to say I don't, like right there I did, but you try and remove them as much as possible because it does get kind of weird to listen to for a while.
Please give a warm welcome to ABC. Guys, can we give them a round of applause, please? Welcome to ABC.
What's going on, ABC? What's up? Thanks for coming. I didn't know where you came from. I heard where you came from. You came a long way.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a trip, but well worth it.
That was very nice of you.
Is this just going to be one after the other, them coming up and being sycophants to him? Are they just all going to, like, let me just shower you with compliments? It's like the opposite of a roast.
And can I say Mrs. ABC's here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah,
I asked her if I could help her with anything or get her anything, and she was very low maintenance, so that's very nice. She said, no problem, I'm just happy to be here. So
Yeah,
she's been hanging out with you all day today, all
Casual sexism.
these guys today. I mean,
yeah.
that's a wife you can stay with.
Women can't generally hang out with men, am I right, guys? Fucking hell, man. Again, how old is this guy that this is his fucking humor? What is this boomer humor? The old ball and chain hate my wife. Jesus Christ.
It is, and we just got married recently.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, his honeymoon was like a month ago.
Very happy man.
When'd you get married?
July 29th.
Wow.
So just a couple months ago. And they say behind every good man is a better woman.
That's for sure.
There she is. So, anyways, pleasure to be here, brother. Listen, I'm a boomer. I just got into the market for the first time, in January, PP?
Bed Bath & Beyond is the first stock he ever bought. Can you believe it?
Yes, sir.
Here, get close to the mic, they
I
said.
reached out to PP way back in January and I said, hey, dude, this is the first time in the market. And my son walked by me one day when I was on the computer back in January. And he walked by
What's the average views on the PP show? It varies. This one's probably getting a ton. Like right now it's live and it has almost 3,000 viewers.
I said, son,
I'm behind, of course, by quite a bit. But
what's this, Bed Bath & Beyond? He says, oh, Dad, that's a meme stock. I said, well, what the fuck's a meme stock?
oh, he was warned. That's a shame. Jake Thoney says he's going to need that four-leaf clover on his hat.
And he says, it's different, Dad. Look into it and invest in it.
Oh, no, you were gotten into this by someone who was themselves grifted. That's a shame.
My son's advice and threw a few bucks at it, and then I end up reaching out to PP. I started to learn a hell of a lot, my man, and I guess my first question for you is, what I've gotten into and what I've seen in the past 9 months is fucking wild. It's a really wild trip, and my question to you is, what's the biggest problems in the market today? Like, what is going on out there? Because from my prejudice or understanding before, I thought the stock market was for the retail investor to take their hard-earned paychecks, invest in a company they believe in.
Were you stupid?
Yet what I'm discovering underneath is not necessarily, it's not really a transparent system at all.
No, I think it's a corrupt market in many ways, and I think that you have a lot of people making a lot of money, and so,
Maybe we should regulate the market better. I'm assuming that Pulte's a libertarian, or at least someone who is against regulation, and he kind of shit on the, was it the SEC earlier? I think it was the SEC. Either way, kind of weird. You hate regulations, but you also think the market's too unregulated. Which is it? You don't want to be regulated. You just want everyone who makes money off your bad decisions to be regulated. Gotcha.
Show me the incentive, I'll show you the outcome. And you have a situation, I think.
Literally, he's, again, a second-generation Nepo baby. It's so funny hearing him say that.
Where, the incentive is these guys, they like the system the way it is. And I think that as long as they're kept doing it, they're going to keep doing it. I mean, how laughable was this the other day? Some bank or some investment bank or some payment for order flow company, don't quote me on it, but they got like some $6 million or $7 million fine. I mean, that's a fucking scam. That's not even a parking ticket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as that keeps happening, I don't see it changing anytime soon. The only
So then you should be in favor of stronger regulation, right?
thing that can change it is us and numbers. That's the only thing that can change.
That was Citadel. Oh yeah, they're specifically mad about that because Citadel had, maybe still has, I don't know, short positions on GameStop. Or they blame Citadel and like the head of Citadel for all their fucking problems. They're like the figurehead of what they consider to be naked short sellers in their like conspiracy lore.
in my opinion, and I think it will change.
That's pretty much
So
my second question for you: is what can retail investors do? To create
exactly
this
what
change?
we're doing, and not buy into the mental prison that everybody's in. Everybody says, "Well, why are you guys doing this video?"
This guy 100% likes Andrew Tate, doesn't he? Mental prison. So close to Matrix. So close.
Stream today, or why are you guys coming here and doing this or whatever? We need to be doing more of this stuff. I mean, it's crazy that we've just, why can CNBC and Bloomberg and Fox, why do they get the airtime? We get the airtime. We the people. We are the people. Let's have more of these streams. Let's figure out how to get more people in here. I mean, that's why I'm juicing it on Twitter and stuff like that. It's like, we need to get...
Oh, he wants to co-opt this community for himself so badly. Interesting.
more people to do it. And so at some point, another Bill Pulte will come along, and at some point, another social media star will come along. Not that I'm a star, but I'm saying, somebody like a Mr. Beast or somebody who's focused on stocks or something, and they'll be able to disrupt the SEC and stuff like that. But in the meantime, we just need to, I think...
Again, why are you blaming the SEC for what? You want to take down the SEC even though they're already underfunded and are underpowered in terms of their regulations. So you think getting rid of them would be a solution. What is wrong with you?
Unite. And that's why I'm a big fan of people not fighting each other. AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, GME. That's why I was happy to talk to people with Bed Bath & Beyond, is because it's like...
You once replied to Pulte's tweets where he often posts, "I give people hand-ups, not handouts," and asked if he would use his wealth and influence to lobby Congress to build social housing. He never responded to that, because he doesn't want a system that works and helps people. He wants a system that's broken, so even though he can be rich himself, instead of people being provided for by society collectively, he can then throw breadcrumbs to them and self-aggrandize using charity. It's pathetic.
GME people who are upset that we get along with other people, in my opinion, are subscribing to the mental prison that they want to keep us in. And we need to break out of that prison and unite together if we're going to solve this thing. I mean, we are up against incredibly wealthy people with the best law firms.
Again, this is a man who supposedly has tens of millions of dollars. Marcus Drake says, saying disrupt the SEC sounds as reasonable as disrupt the Department of Defense. Can I have your stuff once they eat you alive?
Best accounting firms, with the best lobbyists, with the best access to information, right? With exemptions, in my opinion, to laws. You're not going to beat that by, in my opinion, beating the shit out of each other over different stock tickers and stuff. I mean, this is going to require millions, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, exactly. Thank you. And that's where I've kind of really taken an active role with the PP show, because I do believe a message has to get out there that there is, a lot of corruption behind the scenes. There's a lot of mimicry and, the dark pools. I mean, I was starting to see statistics where almost 90% of all the investments made are being put on a dark pool out there where we can't even track to see, how our investments are working. There's a lot of hidden agenda behind the thing. So,
well, and they use these things, and it's a great term called confusopoly, and basically they confuse things. So they, you have dark pool, you have order flow, you have delta hedges, gamma hedges. In my opinion, these are all, label conventions that they use to try to confuse people. Because if you can keep people confused like they try to, then you can manipulate them. And so that's what I think is really what's going on. So at some point we got to simplify it, and that's why I think just even having this conversation and stuff is important.
And the division that you're seeing between, say, the AMC clan versus the GME clan versus Bed Bath & Beyond and all these other, there's about 117 to my knowledge that are in something called a basket out there that are being short seller or seller boxed or attacked with naked and synthetic shares.
They believe that there are a certain number of companies, including Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, that are in a, quote, basket, and by that they mean they are all considered the targets of the evil short sellers who want to destroy perfectly functional companies instead of shorting already failing companies, which is how you make money, short selling. But,
There, how do you bring a community together when there's already such division? It's almost like they've become tribal in a sense, and they're...
The GameStop people don't like you because you make them look bad, because you are who they will be some years from now after GameStop is going into bankruptcy.
not even seeing the deeper
You're a dark reflection of themselves from the future, and they don't like it.
understanding of what's going on. How do you collectively bring these people into the fold? It's all right to have your individual investment. I mean, if you love AMC, invest in AMC. If you love Bed Bath or GME, for sure. But that division is what really complicates it for me.
I agree. That's why I told PP yesterday at lunch. I said, you should be promoting some of these other movements that are out there that are answering.
There's going to be a pitch. I'm telling you, Pulte is trying to convince, in my opinion, PP to...
Because until you lead by example and say enough with the hate and that kind of stuff, this stuff will never come together. So I'm just trying to do my part, with my following, and,
So
we'll see where it goes.
You, my man,
Yeah.
What do you consider to be the top 5 CEOs or companies out there? Which ones do you look up to and hold on a pedestal and say you're doing it the right way?
Well, the CEOs are different than companies, obviously.
Yeah.
So I say that because GameStop traditionally, I think, was poorly run, but now you have a great guy in Ryan Cohen, and so that
He's been there for years, and he has not improved anything.
changes the dynamic of the company. But I think Ryan Cohen's even better than GameStop, in my opinion. So that's why Ryan Cohen's so important.
It's sycophants all the way down.
So I say Ryan is probably one of the only ones who I truly admire that are out there, that are part of what I consider to be the big public companies. I mean, you have some of these Fortune 500 CEOs who are better than the others, but that's kind of like the tallest of the midgets in some ways. And so it's one of these things where I just hope and pray we get more Ryan Cohens. And I think the fact that social media is very democratizes things, I think that eventually we will get more Ryan Cohens. So I wish I could give you a list of 3 or 4 other people, but I'd rather give you one quality person.
Oh my God, he's so playing into their bullshit.
And that's
just Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen's my hero.
So
that's my top guy. I fell in love with him. I was actually born about 5-10 minutes away from Ryan's house, and then when I found the stock, I kind of fell in love with just his mission, his vision, what he did with Chewy, what he's done with GameStop.
I don't know why people take him down too for what he did with Chewy. I mean, some people trying to knock him down. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you found a company like that, you are not a stupid person. I mean,
that's a really bad thing to say. Stupid people are capable of tons of things. I don't know how you could believe it's not true, especially depending on if they have the ability or availability of capital initially, or at the very least, enough security that they can risk things.
You're a smart man. And the fact that he got out, and maybe he could have gotten out for more money or whatever, who cares? He put money in his pocket, and it's gone on to live without him. I mean, there's very few people that could have done what he's done. And then I see these news anchors who are, beating him up. Well, what have they ever done, in my opinion? What have they ever created in their life,
Apparently they're good enough at their job to be on national TV talking about the market, which is good, I guess, if that's what they want to do. It's more than I'm assuming you've done on your own. Again, you're a Nepo baby, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, for me, I've been in retail for about 35 years, and I think the biggest thing, and it's almost like what Steve Jobs said, don't focus on the product, on the profit, focus on the product. And once you focus
on this idea, this great man theory, this idea that yes, Steve Jobs is the reason Apple worked, and all of his vacuous fortune cookie statements should be analyzed to find out how I can be the next Steve Jobs. It's just so asinine.
On the product, the profit will come, and I see that a lot in RC. Very customer centric.
Yes, he's do all the right things first, and then the money comes.
That's right. It's a byproduct of what you're doing, right? So that kind of leads me to the last question. I've been in retail for about 35 years. I've done some incredible things. I actually just recently got acquired by a public company, and it was for a worldwide invention. And I've done a couple other things in Canada. I've actually got 5 first to markets. If I got you my resume, my man, is there any way you could get over to Ryan? I would love to work for a guy like this. To me.
Oh, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Why would you do this on camera, ABC? What are you doing? Oh God, where's the Curb Your Enthusiasm music? Holy shit.
you my resume, my man, is there any
Oh my God, you're old enough to know that this isn't an appropriate question to ask, much less in front of other people or on camera.
very customer centric?
Yes, he's do all the right things first, and then the money comes.
That's
You know.
right. It's a byproduct of what you're doing, right? So that kind of leads me to the last question. I've been in retail for about 35 years. I've done some incredible things. I actually just recently got acquired by a public company, and it was for a worldwide invention. And I've done a couple other things in Canada. I've actually got 5 first to markets. If I got you my resume, my man, is there any way you could get over to Ryan? I would love to work for a guy like this. To me, he is just a legend in my eyes. He's young. I believe he's kind of the future of what every company should be like.
Well, I don't know if I could get it to Ryan, but I could certainly try. So yeah, of course.
Oh my God, how embarrassing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, my man.
All right,
Thanks.
we're
You're gonna be around, right?
Next guest, which is Plur. So chat, get warm up. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be Plur. So chat, let's get a warm up.
What are you doing with Steve? Okay.
I got a quick plan.
Yeah, come on in.
What's the group plan?
Why don't you get in the frame too? I think the 3 of us should be here. I think you should help moderate some of this, PP, because you're the star of the show. We're just,
Yeah, but it's
we're
also
just,
the community show, man. All right, it's all about the fucking community. All right, and you know, people.
Me
love
too, Uncle Stabby Fist. This has been quite a stream so far.
PP, you know, everybody loves PP, man. It's just, it's also about the community. So I'll sit in and also moderate right here as well. Yeah.
If only we could move the camera back further or sit back further to fit in the frame. If only there were solutions to our problems that we could think through for 5 seconds.
and then we'll be giving away our first. Let's give away $500 right now. So put your name in the chat, and then Steve, if you can find somebody in the chat, we'll announce who that is, and then I'll DM you later tonight if you are the winner of the $500. Sorry if that's loud. Just make.
H. Barrett says this is like people on space enthusiast forums asking everyone how they can get their crackpot space engine ideas in front of Elon Musk. I've seen that on Reddit too. It happens in chemistry communities, the geology guy that we've watched on conspiracy, like Tinfoil Tuesday stuff. It happens. People get some idea in their head, and they'll think that they've discovered a new science even though it's nonsense, you know? Like Terrence Howard with his math thing, if you want to call it that.
Making sure you guys are all paying attention still. But we'll be giving away the $500 right now. We'll find somebody in the chat, and then
You got no alert from Discord? I thought I did it. Hold on, let me double check. I did it. Weird.
with that, we will DM them, and then later tonight we'll pay it. You know I'm good for it. If I say it, we'll do it. Okay. All right. And then we'll be giving away $1,500 more. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Bill? What's going on, PP? Blur here. I'm so excited to be here. As everyone knows that watches the PP show, I wanted to be here more than anything in the world. And when I got the invite on Thursday, it tickled me. I got tears in my eyes, and I'm just so stoked to be here. Something that's super cool too, for the chat and the people watching at home that may or may not know this, Bill Pulte, his brother Steve Pulte is here. And if anybody...
Well, he has a different last name, but we can call him Steve Pulte. I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Pulte. But Steve is here, and the thing that's so cool about him is if anyone's read the book God's Debris that was recommended by Bill Pulte in the last interview when he top 3 books to read, you know, Grandpa Bill Pulte's blood is within Steve as well in some way, and not
Grandpa's blood. What is wrong with these people?
And if I'm wrong
This is so weird.
on that, let me know.
He was
I'm so glad I have this for posterity. This is beautiful.
his
We're
grandfather.
just gonna sit here all night.
He's technically my stepbrother, but we very much consider,
Right.
you know.
But either way, what Steve has been posting on Twitter, he's been helping families, helping people afford groceries.
It's true.
For me, I kind of mentioned on the show before the way I was raised. I don't have any current tattoos because I was raised Roman Catholic, and in our lives we just go through different things, and our faith goes up and down. And Steve has been posting a lot on Twitter, like, hey, post a picture of Mass, post a picture about to go to church, pray every day. God is king. Again, I'm not trying to be a missionary right now. I'm just trying to share, like, Steve has actually affected me.
Oh my God. Harold Elberman says, "Stop the presses. That's Scott Adams' book. They just covered it in Behind the Bastards. You're not going to believe how incredibly bad dumb it is, but it's worth looking up." Wait, Scott Adams, is that the guy that went, like, full authoritarian MAGA, like, Christian nationalist asshole? The Dilbert guy? They're recommending a fascist book. That's fucking hilarious. He went full segregationist. Oh, he did. I remember. Holy shit. Yes, he did. He straight up, like, said in a video that, like, I think it actually, that's what got Dilbert removed from a bunch of regional or local newspapers, is because he said some really racist shit. Oh my God.
A positive way. And I got it. So essentially, coming onto the show today, I got everybody here that's a gift. And Steve, I'd like to give you a gift. And essentially, yeah.
Come on in.
So essentially, what it is the
Jim Davis never would have done this to us.
Pulte and the team have supported veterans in the past, and no one can really see this. So essentially, what it is the Archangel Angel fucking kicking Satan's ass or whatever. Yeah. So it's a coin, and I just want to share this with you.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and it's essentially a challenge coin. So here you go.
Awkward man handshake.
That's an honor.
Love it.
And then
They're absolutely both the kind of people who are like, I gotta squeeze really hard. Show how confident I am.
at the same time, I got a challenge coin for Bill. And it's pretty freaking sweet.
That one's cool.
How do I get the one with God kicking Satan's ass?
I can actually send that one to you later.
Because we need more of that. In this
And then on top of it, I said in the past that I'm a huge fan of General Mattis. And here's 1st Marine Division, no better friend, no greater enemy. And PP, I'll just hand this to you right now, and then for everybody else that's here, I got it for them.
I love it.
Thank you so much, man.
The best Scott Adams interaction. Oh God, I'm afraid to see it. Every male encounter is implied violence. Look, I don't even Scott Adams says, every male encounter is implied violence. It's the principle behind law enforcement, the military, and all social conduct. No one takes that off the table. Try to deal with reality, please. No one supports dumb violence. Everyone supports smart What? What? What the fuck? He told him to stick his fingers in his dad's ass.
Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Right on. Awesome.
Yeah, and Steve, thank you so much. Would you like to...
Sure.
Here, you want to sit down?
Yeah, we
Here, Steve.
Sure.
Steve, I'm used to standing up anyway.
Oh my God, Undead Chronic talked to Shark yesterday. I gotta watch that VOD. That's gotta be hilariously cringe. Chronic is the worst.
Just push the thing back, and then we can
all sit down.
and then we can just use this mic.
Oh yeah, poor Jesus is standing. We're good.
Okay.
Okay, let's get Bill. Maybe get
What's
Bill
up?
over here. All right, perfect. All right. Anything else you want to add, Fleur?
Well, obviously I have more because I took a ton of notes. And
Okay, go ahead.
Well, just in general. Okay.
Guys, he brought a notebook.
Yeah.
It's your
He's known as a guy on the show that will take notes. I think he thinks it makes him look studious and like he's paying attention.
show, baby.
It's like his thing.
Can I move to the right?
Yeah.
Close to the microphone?
Let's fucking
Oh
go.
man, sorry. Watch my language for the viewers at home.
No, fuck it. Say whatever the fuck you want, man.
Got it. So, okay. This is kind of like icebreaker type questions, fun questions to ask to start with. So, so something that I've been wondering for a long time, Bill. Patrick Burns mentioned it in a 2002 YouTube video. He talked about alternates online. He said as early as 2002, there was high executives having alternates online on like the message boards and like starting stuff, whether it's white hats or maybe more on the bad side of things against retail, as one would say. Do you yourself, have you ever had an alternate account, or are you currently have any like social media alternate accounts? And if by chance the answer is yes, have you talked to any of us before on that account?
No.
That's a great question.
No, it's a great question. I do have a funny story about Patrick Byrne that I should share with you off camera. I don't know, but yeah.
We could do it off camera. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
That was a
I
terrible
spent some
question.
time with him, so
Wow, that didn't answer
Yeah.
the question at all.
yeah, he's an interesting guy, that's for sure.
The video stream from the space station overhead of better quality than their stream. That's because secretly Pulte works on the moon. They said the stock was going to go to the moon.
Fleur, you have any
Oh, of course, I got a lot more.
right, let's hear
You tell me to stop. All right, so
I'm reading the chat. We'll get to you guys in 1 second on the $500. And by the way, anybody who wants to donate $500 to PP, I will guarantee you can meet me. I don't know what you get out of it, but you can definitely meet me.
When are you going to set that up?
Wonderful. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So let's
What are they doing this event stream for? Is it just a big event to get as many donations as they can before everything is gone at the end of the month? I didn't say that. But yeah, you could speculate that. It does fit a narrative, I guess. It does fit the timeline, but I wouldn't say that.
let's get that up to at least 5. Okay. And that. Well, let's go. So who's gonna step up for the 500? Let's go. Let's go.
Ew.
Look at Fleur. I mean, what a stud, right? This guy. By the way, he is a good-looking guy, isn't he? You know, he is. When I saw him, I think he was like, "Wow, it's to see me," but I was like, "Wow, Fleur's a good-looking guy." You know, usually you see him in a suit, coat, and tie, and you know, and you don't really know what's going on with the guy. But then you see him in person. I have news for you. He's even better looking in person. So, no, you know, whatever. But you know, you'll take it, right? It's better than the alternative.
absolutely, Bill.
All right, go ahead.
So another fun question. So you have called me Flirte in the past.
Yes,
which I'm very
Flirte.
Thankful for.
Flirty, not flirte. That's
This is insufferable. Habitual Dodo with 33 months says, "Oh, hey, Freemasonry number.
too feminine.
You're in the secret club now." Wow, God, he is fucking a boomer. Jesus Christ.
I love
That's the whole, like, vibe.
feminine.
And then
Jesus Christ.
similar to a
Not
He's got a case of the not gays.
for you.
yes, Bill. Similar to a thunderous queefer you have asked in the past.
What? Sorry.
Squeaker's a fan of Fleur's. You know what
Oh, okay.
5 months, 5, you know, Thunder Squeaker was
Because I may end up following him anyway, but just drown him with 2s to send him a message that it's fucked up to bombard me right now.
Steve, can I get a 1?
Sure, one for me.
brotherly love right there. There you go.
Okay. May I continue, Pete?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Of course.
So something I learned throughout time watching interviews of you on past via YouTube is it turns out you're an aviator. You were a helicopter pilot, and the thing that's so cool about that to me is you dealt in the
You guys familiar with Mac's relationship with Chase Utley in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? And how he wrote him a letter about how he'd like to have a catch? This has the same vibe.
pretty much reconnaissance realm of helicopter piloting.
Situational awareness, yeah.
Absolutely. So I just want to share.
You're so good, and you even fly a helicopter.
with you. Is this another icebreaker? Some old aviation jokes, right? And
Gnome Pickle says, gets 7,500 in super chats in just a few hours, still buys a camera from 2004 for their stream.
probably
I think it's the internet. I think it's their internet connection.
heard them all, but I'm gonna share them so the chat gets it. So here's a quick joke for you. How do you know when a aviator's in the room? He'll
don't
tell
know.
you.
Oh, really? That's funny. I didn't tell you I was a helicopter pilot.
I'm not stalking you, but but when you watch YouTube videos, they just keep rolling, and then there's an interview out there that it just came out.
That's funny.
Here's another one. What happens to a bad airplane joke?
Sorry, say that again?
What happens to a bad airplane joke?
I don't know. You tell me. It crashes?
It never lands.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, now not only
I need a beer. You got a beer? Yeah. For more of these jokes, I need a beer. No, I'm just kidding.
just one more.
I don't know. I think I've got no. I'm just joking with him. I don't care. He can do this all day. But I do. But I would like a cocktail. Yeah.
Okay, I can move subjects.
No. Keep going. I was just fucking with you, man. You got to be able to take it if you give it.
Yeah, no, this is.
It is the PP show. You got to be able to give it and take it.
This is like those times where PP's like Plurk.
Nobody got that, I guess, but that's okay.
Because a lot of times on the PP show, what he does that's perfect, that I love, is like when Plur goes too far in the notebook, he's like, all right, next caller.
That's funny. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, what else you got?
All right, so
And then I got to pick.
John Corbell says, so like I'm trying exposure therapy to get over intense feelings of secondhand embarrassment and cringe, but this might actually be killing me.
This $500. Steve, did you find somebody, or can somebody find somebody that we can give $500 to?
All right, so enough of the
Me,
jokes.
Bill Pulte, me.
Find somebody and just tell me their name, and then I'm going to DM them it.
I've been making fun of you all night, and you haven't given me a single dollar.
Okay, go ahead,
All right,
Flirty.
okay, so as you know by now, that I'm a fan of the book, The Home That Bill Pulte Built.
Yeah, let me go get one for you.
There's one of my
Don't create, will die. Would you like to share a time that you actually fixed something that wasn't broke for the better?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Pulte Group. It was in a bad place in 2016. It wasn't going bankrupt, but it was not in a great spot, and we fixed it for the better, and we're going to keep on trying to fix it. So that's a perfect example. I think that, don't quote me on the market cap, but I think the market cap was like $6 billion when I got involved, and I think by the time we were done, it was close to 10. So, we added billions of dollars worth of value to the company. And
Why is he asking job interview questions? I would imagine he probably Googled interview questions, and these are the ones that came up.
that's a great thought, which is something can always be fixed and improved. It doesn't need to be broken in order to be fixed and be improved.
Thank you.
You got any other questions?
Yeah. Until you cut me off, I got.
Let's do 2 more.
Okay. Dang, then I gotta switch to.
Did we find somebody to give the 500 to yet?
Who's getting the 500, Rob?
First name I saw that stood out was Tim Fox.
Okay, Tim.
Tim Fox.
This hasn't been about what a great guy Pulte is for at least 30 seconds. We need to bring it back to Pulte and his just amazing generosity.
Go ahead. No, I like.
All right, Tim Fox, man, you're winning $500, man. Congratulations, man. You're here at the right place, right time. So, Bill, how are you gonna get into contact with Tim Fox?
I'm gonna DM him. Can you get his Twitter thing? What?
I think I have to follow them to the DM.
No, I'll DM him.
I hope that there's some sort of proof of this.
Okay.
But just get his Twitter handle. Get
Just making sure that he actually follows through with this, you know?
his Twitter handle and then I'll DM him.
All right. Congratulations, Tim Fox.
Did anybody else donate $500?
Oh yeah, we have quite a bit here. So
How many do we have now?
All right. If you want, I can read out the people who donated to 500.
Yeah, let's do that real
All
quick.
right. So we have MB Chrono with the 500. I would love to shake your hand one day.
Let's go.
We also got a 500 from Anand P with the 500 as well. So there we go. Pretty Talks Investing with the 500 AD. Godspeed, gentlemen. We also got another 500 from Mapples. I'm in. Right on. And then we got another 500 here from Crushed Orchid at the beginning that was asking how many people were in the room. Kratkin as well with the 500. You guys know who Kratkin
Jesus Christ.
is.
Like, it's a community that basically self-selected for bad financial decisions, so I can't say this shocks me, but it is sad.
Looking forward to
Remember the guy who sold his car to buy more Bed Bath & Beyond shares? When we covered that? And he got his family to buy in too? Wonder how he's doing.
changing the world in a meaningful way with you, Bill and team. We also got another 500 here from Richard Faith. The places you go, the people you meet, and the books you read. Bill Pulte is a life-changing. Meeting. I'll take that offer all day. That was from Richard. And then we also got another 500 from David. Legendary. Looking forward to meeting you, Bill Pulte. We also got DJ with the 500. Only lets me spend 500 a day. I think I already sent 10, so he sent another 490. So that is another person who will be meeting Bill as well. And then Jojo Mojo Co with the 500 as well. Would love to meet Bill. And we actually just got another one just now. Micah with the 500. I'd love to meet Bill. So you got.
Let's go. How many do you got?
Recounting it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Let's
11.
go. All right, great. So let's get that to 20, and I'm only gonna allow it for the next 10 minutes. So if you donate $500 in the next 10 minutes, you can for sure be eligible, but we'll cut it off after that if that's okay. So, and all the $500, every $500 will go to this man because he works his ass off. He's pushing for a great movement. He deserves it. He's got a lot of talent. He doesn't even know how much talent he has. But we're going to try to work hard to get him to know how much talent he does have. And so we'll give him $500. Anybody who donates $500 will be able to donate. We'll be able to meet me, and then
I think it feels very predatory.
what we'll also do is we'll
My opinion.
pick a few other people randomly who donate too. They don't have to donate the 500. But if you for sure do 500, you for sure can meet me in the next 10 minutes. So let's bombard the chat.
All right, there you have it. You got 10 minutes, according to Bill, to donate $500 if you want to fucking meet him, fellas. So keep that in mind.
And you get to meet PP too as part of that. So
All right, yeah, sounds like a fucking plan.
we'll do another show here or something. Yeah.
Yikes! You gonna pay for their airfare, or is that the asterisk? You have to fly here yourself and pay even more money to come see me.
Sometime in the winter when it's because we're in Florida, so
Yikes!
people can come down here. But 10 minutes, 9 minutes now if you want to do it. So
This is a bad idea.
look at this guy. Where's the tie?
Yeah, where's the fucking suit?
Yeah, go get a suit on, bro.
Do you got one?
Yeah, I do actually.
I'll change into it.
Yeah, and a tie,
I would love one.
dude. Like,
You should just stand there the whole show.
I would love to.
Put those guys
but by the way, I'll follow you on Twitter.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That means a lot to me.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Even though you tried to bully and bombard me in front of
Yeah, that's fucked up.
20,000 people. Go ahead.
Yeah. Since you're telling me to essentially wrap it up, I guess my next question, I'll just go straight to the tinfoil.
Yeah, go.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Just get close to the mic so they can hear you. I'm trying to read.
Especially because after this gets canceled and no one shows up to save them, are these people even gonna want to see Pulte? Are they gonna fucking hate him? Like, this is bad. I think a little short-term thinking on Pulte's part here.
The chat here.
Yeah. Can you
Another
hear me?
500. So we got one more person meeting with us. 8 minutes left to donate 500 to come meet us.
Oh, this is gross.
So, as folks know, the so-called birthday of Teddy is March 17. So 3/17. I've been seeing those numbers come up quite a bit in the last 6 months. Something I'd just like to share with you. There's a Mr. Beast video that came out. And he said, check on your Twitter. He said, check out the new video. Essentially, they checked like dynamites on roller coasters. And they blew a bunch of stuff up. Something I found interesting on that video was at 1:47, 147. There was at that.
Sorry, I was muted. I need to get Pulte's face more in frame so you can see his facial reaction to this tinfoil.
Exact moment there was fireworks. In any time there was any type of explosion, it was at
No,
these
he wants to laugh. He's trying not to laugh.
time. At minute 333, that's the first climb of the roller coaster. Think about that. And then there was a second coaster with dynamite attached to it. At minute 417, it was climbing. Does that mean a second climb for maybe something in the future? I don't know. And then at 714, explosion into a safe that blew up. So they blew up a safe at 714, And then at the very end, 13:33, Mr. Beast and the guys were like, "We're keeping the Lambo." So all these crazy things happened at 147.
Pulte's looking around like, is this guy fucking serious?
714-333.
I thought you'd seen the show, Pulte. Don't you know this is what they do? You know, over your head. Did you not realize these people are a little unhinged?
That's just one example.
Terradona says his expressions are clear even though the resolution is a potato.
Then there's this other time, around the time during your poker tournament, and I titled it...
Oh, now you guys are gonna give me shit for folding the queens.
No, folding the fucking queens, man. You fucking. I even told him at lunch. I said, Bill, why the fuck did you fold it, man?
I don't know, man. But everybody keeps asking me. I was at the wedding the other night, and this person comes up to me. I don't even know this person. They say, you know, why'd you fold the queens?
Yeah.
And they're like, I follow you on Twitter, blah blah blah. I saw you fold the queens because the person next to me, I think it was Brandon Marshall. You know, the NFL guy.
Okay.
Yep.
So anyway, so I knocked him out. By the way, Brandon Marshall.
Yes.
By the way, ironic that his name's Brandon Marshall, isn't it? And I'm dealing with these knuckleheads, Brandon Jones and Ryan Marshall, and then I had to take care of Brandon Marshall on the poker table.
Terradona says, oh, no, sorry. Gnome Pickles says, who wants to go in on a $500 donation with me so we can meet these folks and ask how bloody dare they? I'm good.
God doesn't have a sense of humor. I don't know who does. But anyway, so I thought...
I wonder if Pulte's planning on moving soon because he invited these people to his home. Yeah.
Brandon Marshall is going to be competing with this guy. And by the way, Brandon Marshall's a very nice guy. I guess he played for the Broncos and all.
I can't imagine. Dan Olson must be watching this. You know, folding ideas. He must be losing his goddamn mind.
All this other stuff. I mean, he's actually a really nice guy, in part because I beat him. But, no, I'm just kidding, half kidding. But what was I going to say? No, he's a really nice guy. So I was concerned that he was going to, I think it was him. It was somebody who was after that. And I was concerned that they were going to try to go toe-to-toe with me. And, you know, to that point, I had made it so far that I wanted to win. I mean, it was like 90 other people, you know, these NFLers and these NBAers. I sat next to some other guy, too. He wasn't much taller than me. And I said, how the hell are you in the NBA if you're not that much taller than me? Because I was the shortest guy ever in the NBA or something like that. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know why we're talking
Can
about
do.
that. But
But why the fucking fold? I mean, you're fucking already sitting there. You're already in. You're
Because,
fucking in.
you
Why
know-
not just fucking, fuck it.
you know, delayed gratification. Delayed gratification.
And on Twitter, you replayed it 3 times, and on the 3rd time, you actually said, "This is my favorite moment." Again, back with the 17th.
Everything.
I don't know. The number 3 is powerful, and so is the number 7.
What does that
Steve,
mean?
you have to go here in a minute?
I gotta go.
Okay, why don't you tell me your favorite story about our grandpa? Just because that way you hear all of them here.
Yeah, that's a great story. So it's funny because Bill and I always say like, Grandpa Bill to us was just a grandpa, and it was hard to kind of reconcile the fact that he was, built this mega company and gave away all this money. To us, we'd go just have dinner and play cards, and that's kind of what it was like growing up. I just also remember Bill being super involved with them growing up, more so than any other grandpa.
Awkwardly writing this story down in the background, even though you could just watch the video later.
Kid, pretty much any other family member.
Does he know that you can get a transcript of a YouTube video when it's done processing?
Really,
You don't need to write it down.
like I think Bill Senior, our grandfather, really viewed Bill like a son. So for me personally, there was a really funny story. He was just always, I don't know, I'm trying to think, what's a good funny story?
Or just your favorite thing about him.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about him is just a humble man. I forget who told the story, but there was this really funny story. He was coming out of church, and our grandpa always used to wear these like goofy looking sweaters, way oversized sweaters. And somebody came up to him outside of church and asked him if he needed a ride home because they thought he was homeless, which is ironic because he built so many homes. So, yeah, he's just a funny guy.
It's Steve, if you don't mind,
Sure.
I actually think Bill Pulte, the grandpa, was the original OG of what they call it, the skeezy sweatshirt. He is notorious for wearing the same sweatshirt. And you know who did it before him? Bill Pulte.
Bill Pulte, there you go.
Yeah, the
You'll have to follow in that tradition, but.
All right, right on.
All right, guys. Good luck.
The transcripts are okay. The transcripts are the same as the closed captions typically, so depends on the quality of the auto closed captions.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Bill, we did get some more $500 tips here.
How many?
So, we should call them out. Give me 1 second here. Let me see. All right. All right, so it looks like
Steve.
Bromwell with the
For better.
500. Bill, please donate this, or better yet, buy some Bed Bath Q to set an example to the GME enthusiasts from Bromwell. 500 from an
You can't even buy it anymore. Isn't it on the expert market? Like, he might have a license, I guess, because of, you know, how wealthy he is, and he actually trades stocks at a higher volume, but, like, why? It's getting canceled. H-Beard says, an artist rendering of the BBYQ community. Wait, where was it? May want to lower the volume a smidge. Okay, I will. Oh, this is this, yeah. I've seen this channel. For those who haven't seen this channel, there's this overpass that's like a train thing in this one area. And no matter what, people just run into it constantly. They've put so many signs. It's comical how many signs and warnings they have put up at this point. And people still get stuck. Oh! Like a can opener. There goes just the whole roof. Oh, that's a shame. Oh yeah, look at how jagged the bottom is even before it hits it, because this happens all the time. That's all this YouTube channel is. This entire YouTube channel just documents all of the different camera footage of this bridge getting hit. I'm not joking. It goes back years. 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Does it go 10? 10, 11, 12. Oh, anyway.
Alfonso with no note there. Appreciate it, Alfonso. We also got a 500 from Sun Devil Road. Unwavering conviction. Right on, man. We also got another 500 from JP's Massage Therapy Center. Right on. Wait, someone's in there on their boss's account. 500. We also got a SP with the 500. Let's go. And then
How many do you got more?
And then let me.
Let's get the 500s in. Let's get the 500s in.
What is this grift? This is so bizarre.
With the 500, always down to meet a helicopter pilot. Right.
Let's go. Come meet us. $500. Send it to PP. $500.
Wouldn't you think at some point it's less expensive to build a higher bridge? I don't know, because it's like, it's a bridge for a train. So it's not just like a bridge. It's a bridge a train goes across. So they'd have to like close that, you know, area for however long it takes to build a new bridge. And I imagine they'd have to, you know, some amount back, you know, so they could build up to making the bridge higher. I don't know, you'd think, but I don't know. Dr. Gamble says that bridge should be a part of the driver's test.
500 as well. Appreciate it, Elizabeth. Then we got another 500 from Michael C. Appreciate you.
He's helping PP recoup his losses, but why? What is Pulte getting here? Is it just an audience? Is he planning on manipulating them to his own ends? Is he just narcissistic? Is he just delusional enough to really believe that what he's doing here is a good thing? It's tough to say. Logarth says they actually lowered the road because they can't change the height of the bridge. Since it's a train track, people still hit it. Oh.
You all, and keep up the great work, PP. Let me count out how many more we have here. Hold on 1 second. All right, so
Okay, we'll take 5 more 500s. 5 more.
They mean $500, not some arbitrary bits thing. Like, they mean $500.
More 500s, and then we'll do it.
Also with the 500. I'm in love with you guys. All right.
Okay, 5 more. 5 more.
So that's
After you're done with this, then we'll take 5 more, and then we're done.
Jesus Christ.
Because we're gonna have a this office is gonna be swamped if we have more. So 5 more for 500. All the money goes to him, not to me.
All right. do they have a time limit or what?
For the 5 more, just the first to get in 5.
Right,
first to get in 5.
Left, to donate, 500 according to Bill.
He does sound kind of annoyed.
Bill
I don't understand what his demeanor is right now. It is a little weird.
Man, so right on.
Say it again.
The first 5 people, according to Bill, too close, who donate 500.
Oh, we hit a button. Genius.
But apologies, fellas. We're back.
Oh my god, the camera's flipped.
My apologies.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
But how?
Bill had too many cocktails this afternoon.
I haven't had anything to drink. I was trying to do this.
But we're all good. We're back on here as well. So, anyways,
It does actually look better. Maybe it's a good thing that he fucked that up.
the next 5 people, man, who donate $500 according to Bill, will get to meet Bill and also.
But you got to follow up with them.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'll
you'll set it up, but the
But
next
you gotta
5
actually do all the work.
people. So get it in now, and then once it's 5, then we just cut it off.
All right, we just got one more from the first raise. He says, "Let's create tomorrow today," and hands up for all the PP team.
Okay, so 4 more. Go ahead.
Yesterday is
Maybe a wire was just loose on something. Like it was just a network cable that got yanked and they needed to...
no tomorrow. This is a fight of good versus evil, and our conviction towards positive change
No, it's not. It's a stock.
is unwavering. Cheers to all of our families. Stay strong. Appreciate the love, fellas. Appreciate the love. Emotional damage as well. They won't let me send any more. Reach $500 limit.
Okay.
You get $100.
Then
So
let's not read any more for right now. Let's wait
Yeah.
for the rest of them to come in. So there's only 3 left.
Three
Three
left,
left.
yes.
3 left at 500. So get that in.
So let's.
Okay.
Should we bring in our next guest?
I got one serious.
All right.
Yeah.
One kind of
And then
serious question.
can I use the bathroom in a minute?
Yes.
Is that all right? I'll be quick.
Yeah. So the serious question I have is essentially in terms of like, appreciate you saying like there's no division in this play, right? It's like,
I mean, there is division, but it's just stupid.
or
It's just it's stupid for any. It's stupid for any of these. Any of these movements to hate on each other because they don't understand the people who hate on each other, like this one guy. Which, I was gonna say something about him, but I shouldn't. But it's like they don't understand. They don't understand how much. They don't understand how the enemies that we're up against. I mean, you're up against some crazy powerful people.
Jesus Christ, this is bizarre that he's egging on their conspiratorial like view of the market. This is so interesting.
So it's like the
Look
longer
at he's
that
writing again. The guy's writing more.
we keep fighting each other.
Like, to me, it doesn't feel like he even... You know what annoys me about the notes? Because I understand. If you really need to take notes or like to take notes, that's fine. To me, it doesn't feel like he's taking notes for himself. It feels like he wants to be seen taking notes. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he wants to be seen as studious, and I'm paying attention. It doesn't seem legit to me. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Just a vibe. Alan Michael 94 with 8 months says, 1 more month to go until sub baby. Glad to see you, Hannah. Happy you're feeling better. Exclamation mark. Thank you, exclamation mark.
And I say this as like a supporter or as a shareholder of GME. Just my own opinion is like the longer we fight each other, the longer it's going to take to eventually beat the enemy.
Right, and with that,
Have you considered that you and a bunch of weirdos on the internet are not going to completely change the structure of the financial system in the United States using memes? Just a thought.
typically with this play, or at least like an up and out type of thinking, I look at like people like you, Ryan Cohen, Carl Icahn, but part of Carl Icahn's blood is essentially Brett Icahn, and essentially Brett in this play, what I think of, or when I say play, I mean like the total up and out of everything that's going on right now. I look at essentially like RC is king, Brett is kind of like rook, and you're the knight. I feel like right now you're the messenger, making big steps, traveling long distances, but no official, in the play kind of thing as of this time. With Brett, in terms of Newell, in 2022, he essentially got rid of his whole position, and Newell was kind of an icon legacy. On top of Brett being just an expert at chess, and then we all also know that Project Phoenix, which is going to have 10 of the greatest companies in the world. It's going to be scalable. And not only that,
Project Phoenix, what? Project Phoenix. Is this literally just what they're calling the idea that, what they used to call Gmerica? Did they just change the name because they didn't like that had a connection to GameStop and they got in a fight with the GameStop people? Either way. Tellurian Katrin says, been listening to this on and off. The way the young guy talked about people being rooks, knights, and kings is just tarot astrology with a different texture pack. I think he was trying to compare to, like, a game of chess. I think he's trying to compare to, like, a game of chess.
the thing I love about what Newell's doing in terms of Project Phoenix is it's all about a change in culture. And they're gonna have the employees, as from what I've read so far, as number one in talent management retainment. I was just curious to know what are your thoughts on Brett Icahn and why he might have sold his position in Newell, and if where do you think he may go from here?
Don't know, but they've got a problem with this this attack that they're under, and I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out though, because they're smart guys.
Cult of Cautious Optimism with 100 bits says, knowing these bits are 5 times the worth of the stock they're talking about will never not be funny. Gnome Pickles with bits says, Project Phoenix, so named because they're going up in flames and taking one last chance to grift what's left so they can have seed money for the next scam. I'm thinking it's maybe some internal thing about a company they're talking about that Carl Icahn had pulled his investment out of that I'm not familiar with. 40% to level 1 in a hype train. Woot.
And Carl's no dummy. He's a smart guy.
Do you think Brett's gonna instead to take over, for instance, in Icon's naturally, just like what he's doing with IEP and things like that?
Yeah, I think he'll be next generation. You know, Carl's like, he made a lot of his money with railroads or Lincoln. Not, but you know, he's the guy who had.
Stakem, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, getting us over level 1 of the hype train.
As you know, whether you
maybe level 2 or 3, I'm actually not sure.
Like him or hate him, he's the guy who's fought the system for a long time, and he talks about these corrupt CEOs. He talks about bad CEOs, and he's fought a lot of guys. So he's made a lot of.
Says he's allowed. So you want 2 more on top of it? 2 more on top. You want 2 more on top of it?
2 more for 500, and then cut it off. But don't announce the names or don't say the names until.
Okay, so you want 2 more on top of it?
2 more on top.
All right, so Bill says he's allowing 2 more on top of the 500. So again, these are.
Jesus Christ, Purple Pondini with 10,000 bits says bits, not because Hannah asked, but because the Twitch hype train compels me. Thank you very much. You've been very generous, not only today, but when you've donated in the past too. God damn. Thank you.
Bill's terms, man.
And I'd even have to have some scumbag millionaire come on to convince you.
Not peepees, man. You know, if you want to donate, you want to donate, man. You know, again, here at the PP Show, you'll never find any financial advice here. Again, you know, we just like getting together. We like talking about the stock. And from time to time, we like to talk shit too, man. You know, so again, just keep that in mind, man.
All right.
You know,
there's a guy in a bear suit. Unstable Deadbeat, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community, getting us over level 4. Oh.
There's never going to be any financial advice here, so just keep that in mind, man. So, right on. All right, so you sound distant from the mic. Yeah, my apologies, fellas. We're just waiting here for Bill to get back from the bathroom, so just sit tight. And
this is pathetic. 17% to level 6. Thank you, everyone.
Just wait a second, fellas, all right? Someone said YOLOing on IEP now. Right on, man, right on. Yeah, you know, I like IEP as well. Again, Bed Bath, you know, the show, what we primarily talk about, you know, is Bed Bath & Beyond. But again, we like talking about IEP here as well, and also GameStop. All
right, let's get to the end of this bit.
How you doing, man? Michael, man. All right, Michael, how you doing? You're here. Yeah.
Oh, Bill's. That's Bill's chair. Oh, wow.
Excellent. All right, right on, man. Good to see you, Michael. What
You think you saw that bear on Conan O'Brien's old show?
were some of the questions, man, that you plan to ask Bill, or if you want to wait before we ask those questions, what are your thoughts as of lately with the...
Stone Corbell says, what the hell, I had to leave for a while and I come back and there's a guy in a fursuit? This is why the quality was so bad earlier. They spent all their budget on the bear costume.
stock, man? Again, Bed Bath & Beyond, they've been telling us for a long time, that we're not getting, equity's not getting anything.
Correct. Oh, are you actually going to talk about the stock now? Wow.
We're essentially, a lot of our community is feeling like, we're calling their bluff. We think that the Knolls are valuable. And we
It's a reference to Teddy, which is a whole thing to explain.
do believe that, again, that those Knolls have some value. And like Bill says, Knolls do have value.
Not when there's not a going concern.
What are your thoughts, man, with some of the stuff in terms of dockets that we've been seeing as of lately? Let's hear it. And then we also have those $500 tips in. Once Bill gets back, we'll call those out. But what are your thoughts, Michael, on some of the stuff from that we've been hearing about?
I think there's been a disconnect from basically how a company's run and its price, and that has to do with the SEC actually.
Man, it's almost like there's meme stock people pumping up the price of poorly run companies like Bed Bath & Beyond and GameStop. Weird. But that's not what he's talking about. He's just a hypocrite. Gnome Pickle says, if that bear starts to sing, it'll will herald the end of the world. V is for victim, and that's what you are, boys and girls. Victims of our unrelenting greed and stupidity. 20% to level 6.
Actually, for a long time, a lot of people are pushing the narrative that naked short selling, which is selling a stock you don't have, and with the hope of never having to pay it back.
Sure.
If the company goes to zero, you don't ever have to pay it back. And so that narrative now was actually challenged. The SEC actually came out and did their job, and they opened up the door for they started with a fine, but hopefully that's just the open up the door to actually change this process where the people find.
Jesus Christ. It's gonna shit out of me. Holy shit. Go.
What in the world are they doing? Are they just drunk? What are they doing? Minute left on the hype. We're just gonna eat ice cream and listen to copyrighted music.
Thought I was
Sounds good.
going to the bathroom for a long time. I was just getting some ice cream.
Yeah, you came back with ice cream. Fantastic,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, right on.
I was like, man, I'm hungry, and I looked in the fridge. There was nothing in the fridge, and I was like, damn, I think I ordered some ice cream.
There you go.
So-
Well, yeah.
My favorite book.
Is he high?
Actually, that
What's
Ryan
that?
Cohen wrote. It's called Teddy, and they like ice cream too in that book, which is.
I hope you don't mind him eating.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Eating on your stream. I haven't had. I don't think.
He did it again! Oh my god.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, fellas. It's raining here, and we're on Wi-Fi. So next time we do the show, we'll absolutely, get it obviously corrected here.
All our money went towards ice cream. Not
But someone said in the
Thanks for the
chat,
hype
like,
train,
teddy bear,
everyone.
what fucking teddy bear you guys referring to?
All the gift subs and bits.
Bill, you see a
Appreciate
teddy
it
bear around?
muchly.
No.
There you go. All right, you're heard from Bill. All right, Bill, we got some. We'll go ahead and bring it to Michael real quick in just a moment. Real quick, I am gonna read off these $500 tips that we had here.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, Michael, ask away, man. Let Bill's gonna enjoy some ice cream, man. Let's fucking hear it.
Sweet. Yeah,
What do you got?
enjoy. Do you want to shake your hand now?
Wait, what?
Hey.
I thought you were talking about something.
No, I am. I'm just glad to be here.
Oh, well, I'm happy to be here with you. So what do you got?
Sorry.
Shit, my ice cream just went on my phone. Okay. All right, let's go.
Can you
Yeah.
actually grab me a napkin?
So I'm kind of skipping ahead, I guess. So PP asked why you invited us here,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why you invited us here, but I know why I'm here personally. I can't speak for anyone else.
Is he gonna cry? Is he gonna cry about Pulte? Like, to be clear, there is nothing wrong with emotion or crying. You should absolutely let your emotion out. You should cry. This has nothing to do with, like, gender or anything. You should cry. Little concerning to me that this is something he's this emotional about. The fact that he is this emotionally attached to an individual like Pulte just because he's involved in this stock? Or not even really involved, he just is giving attention to these people. Like, this is not healthy, probably. But I'm not a doctor, you know? And neither is Michael. Ooh, that was mean.
And I've just noticed that there's people building and people destroying. And
Ain't that the truth?
And for too long, people have made money.
Is Kais the one in the bear outfit? Like, I'm just trying to figure out who in the world is being weird with the bear suit.
Destroying the infrastructure of our country.
True.
And the rest of the world. And so I've kind of looked around to see where are the builders. And, two kind of stand out. And one is you, and one is Ryan Cohen. And
a third one is PP.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Yeah, no, and I mean it's cool that it all has come together. And so you mentioned that you're Catholic, and the story of Josiah kind of came to my mind. And he was a just king, and he would lead his army into battle. Like, he would go first. And I think the battle that we're up against is pretty scary, because it's we have the hedge funds and
Michael crying in just the bear suit behind, and Pulte barely giving a shit is just comedic gold. This is beautiful.
People that Wall Street is, or that the government is even scared of to really take on. I mean, barely. They've been doing naked short selling for 2 years, and finally the SEC is dipping their toes in the water as far as doing anything about it. And I know that doing DD hasn't really mattered for a while, because several different stocks, like, the good news comes out, and if this company is naked,
Pulte seems very uncomfortable.
Short sold, it just keeps going down. And so that's been really frustrating. But I think you think about where Bed Bath & Beyond is today, and it's the product of a lot of things. And one is, there's the analogy that changing the economy, the way the market is, would be like changing the tires on a moving car. And that I think that the people in power right now, the people that are exploiting the system, are creating an emergency so that no one stops the car long enough to change the tires. And so I realized that we have, that we've been in this system.
None of the people that are on screen right now called me a cunt, to my knowledge, by the way. That was a different guy.
And we've gotten used to the fact.
Though they were all in the chat, they were fine with it.
What we're doing is completely unsustainable. When I first got in this play, it was actually just I saw value. I mean, you have Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Goods. You have Bye Bye Baby, Baby Goods. I mean, those are both two markets that are very.
I feel like baby goods are a subsection of home goods.
Valuable.
Yeah.
And now, I did an analysis of like who their competitors were. I looked at Wayfair and then Amazon, right? And both of them, for the last 5 years, lose money in both of those categories. Amazon maybe makes some in the bed in the baby market, but as far as especially the home goods, they make most of their money on Amazon Web Services. And so we have the two main kind of companies taking that market share, and their model isn't even sustainable. It's not profitable.
Yeah.
And the only thing that
I mean, the amount they're spending to buy customers that they're then losing money on.
Exactly. And that's exactly my point is with the builders.
That's why I said Ryan's got to buy something that makes money.
Yeah.
What the fuck's he gonna buy?
Again, buy a company that's profitable to save your non-profitable company. What a genius financial take. What a brilliant, hot idea.
A lot of things make money, my man.
That's such a non-fucking answer. Oh my god.
What's he gonna buy?
A lot of things make money, my man.
Bed Bath & Beyond isn't one of them. That's why it went out of business.
And I've I've noticed the difference, and one thing is that you kind of see who, customer acquisition, that all these companies have been built on this model of paying at least 20%, sometimes more, to acquire customers.
Yeah,
And
it's not sustainable.
It's not
especially in this interest rate environment.
Exactly.
They're going to blow up.
Yeah.
That's part of the companies that I say, not those specifically, that will go bankrupt in the next 6 to 9 months.
And so
I'm serious. Is Pulte drunk? Like, is he okay? Is he high or drunk or something? Like, his whole demeanor feels like it's changed.
I really appreciate that you and other people have talked about customer delight and the fact,
like when he went off to get ice cream and pee or whatever, did he also take a couple shots or something?
that it's like, why not pass that customer acquisition onto that savings onto the actual customers instead of just pocketing it and whatever, and because now that we're in a different monetary policy, we can't afford to, like, companies will just disappear.
Oh my god, he's licking his gums.
Unless
No, he just ate ice cream. I'm not gonna say anything.
Unless they fix that. And I'm kind of going a little bit out of order, but I just think that public companies should be owned by the public.
Yeah,
like the whole
they are owned by the public. They're not controlled by the public.
Exactly. And I think that, like, how can we bridge? I see you as someone that's trying to bridge the gap of the distance between the executives that are
Look at the Pulte Group situation.
Right. Yeah. And then
you got a lot of shareholders that are upset, and
what can you do, right? And
I mean, we can do a lot, but it's it's one of those things where you're up against, in many ways, corrupt couple people. So.
And if you can't make a difference, like if it's very difficult for you to make a difference in a company you care about, I mean, like your grandfather's legacy is in that company, and yet here they're making. I remember somebody onto it like a fake parody group with a ghost of your grandpa.
All kinds of things
just to make you look bad and like
accidentally communism.
So, and I'm sure they did that on the company dime, and like so why would all the shareholders who are propping up the company value, why would there be a wall between them and who's supposed to be representing the shareholders?
I think over time it will happen, and it bothers you just as much as it bothers me, but all in due time. And what goes on in darkness comes out in the light, and they can try gag orders, they can try all kinds of things, but it won't even stop a Teddy from fucking with us.
Yeah.
Oh boy. His lawyer must love this.
All right. Anything else you want to
so I've been trying to, like, think of, like, how
H Baird, thanks for gifting a sub.
How we, like, I know, like, if exactly one thing actually that
I had to put the ice cream away.
Oh, it's all good.
So it didn't melt. Can't have the ice cream melt,
That David Simpson kind of brought up was the idea of a decentralized exchange, whether GameStop, because I think that one thing that GameStop has is it's kind of gained the trust of a lot of people because of Ryan Cohen.
Yes, entirely because of Ryan Cohen.
And I was thinking that, if...
Is the kitty still looking at me? What if I do this? Does the cat like if I move around with the hat? Cat.
If they bought,
Pretty sure they're using ice cream as a cheeky code word. Yeah, might be.
Equinity, which has AST, I just think that there could be. Right now we have the NASDAQ and we have the New York Stock Exchange, and that do you think it's viable? Because you frequented, you've been on boards of big companies and people. Like, do you think it's possible? You think there's, like, other companies that are kind of fed up with how the market's been regulated? And would they be willing to go to, like, a new exchange, like something like T0?
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I know a lot about T0. In fact, that's why I had originally met Patrick Byrne,
Yes.
because he was involved with that. I think that, again, getting back to the incentives, we have to change the incentives. And I think slowly but surely retail is changing the incentives of these CEOs. But I think it's very hard when you have CEOs who are making so much money. For instance, the CEO of Pulte Group, he's making $16 million in 1 year.
He's basically salty that he got kicked out of his family's company.
Here. You know, it can bring out the worst in some people when you're making that type of money, and it really unleashes things that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, if these guys are making so much money, do they really have an incentive to do what's right for the shareholders and these type of things? So that's a long way of saying
it's not even like do the right thing in general. Do the right thing vis-a-vis the shareholders.
More pessimistic than optimistic that that's going to happen over.
Because when I think about bad business practices, I think CEOs don't think about shareholders enough. Oh my God.
Over time it will, though.
And I think that, like, so T0, it has blockchain technology, so things like voting.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's.
But you have to understand, if you're a corrupt CEO and you are making a lot of money and you don't have the right values, you don't have the right reasons for doing things. And again, I know that's something that you and I can't fathom, but I've seen it up close and personal.
Right.
You know, are you gonna make things easier for people to get rid of you and make it easier for people to cut your pay and these type of things? You know, you're dealing with very ferocious, vicious people, and they're not gonna just, you know, lay over because it's the right thing to do.
And
that's a child's view. That's a naive view, and I'm not saying you have that view. Yeah. I think you have the opposite view. Right. But our action needs to be commensurate with realizing that these are not children. These are in many cases, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular, these are vicious animals.
But I just think that if they're voting, like, for example, that there's companies that get paid to say how many overvoted shares there are, that you can use short.
What are these signals going on?
Short selling.
They all can come.
And then you can vote with borrowed shares, right?
And the issues happening in the market are happening to more than a few stocks. So
oh my God, Kais
really
is about to be there. I need.
Fucking crazy up in here.
All right.
Hey, you didn't need to leave. You could stay in here.
I'll come back. All right. We can string as long as.
All right, here's Kais, man. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Well, how are you, man? Are you ready?
The most stable Bed Bath & Beyond holder.
I don't know what the hell you're gonna do, but let's go.
All right. So a lot of people, they say, do whatever you're doing, do yourself.
Okay.
You're doing great. I think I'm doing what I need to be doing, and I'm here on a mission.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for inviting all of us.
My pleasure.
That shows how great you are. And I got two gifts today with me.
Okay. They don't explode, do they?
I don't think so.
Okay, go.
All right. So the first one is yours. I got you a nice card.
Wow.
Yes, we do have history with this guy. I've talked to this guy, the guy on the left, Kais. He's very transphobic. He's an interesting guy. Let's put it that way.
Read it.
Look at that. You got your card, Bill.
And
I thought it said congratulations on your pregnancy.
He's the guy that called the hospital that Ryan Cohen's wife is getting prenatal care at and pretended to be Ryan Cohen so he could find out when Ryan Cohen's wife's due date was. Yeah, he's that guy.
Let's see.
Pregnancy test.
I love it. I'll keep this.
Yep.
I love this. This is awesome. Thanks, man.
All right, so
Guys Malage.
yes, so I got you.
I love how you capitalize your letters too in your Twitter.
I will trademark the name.
You need to.
All right, so basically, I am anti-fake mainstream media.
Yes.
All right, because I've seen the fake mainstream media. They're not doing what they're supposed to do towards Brian Cohen, towards the corporate companies, corporate America, and instead of building America, they're destroying the country. So my mission is to fight these lies,
Kais, don't hold the bottle directly in front of your mouth.
those rumors, and that fake mainstream media.
Okay.
So before coming here, I said, what I'm gonna offer my friend Bill Pulte.
What'd you have for him?
He got the Mad Money guy to sign this bottle of alcohol.
The guy is very rich.
All right.
What I'm gonna offer him? So I was, for the whole week, I was, driving, and then I say, guys, what are you gonna do? And then on Sunday, I was, I always look at Jim Cramer's Twitter account, and I've seen the guy, he's signing tequila bottles.
Yeah.
I think the company belongs to his wife. And on a tweet, he said, today is the day. So I said, I'm gonna make his day is the day. So I drove to where he is, and then I approached him and I said, Jimmy, I need 2 bottles. So he gave me 2 bottles, but I said, I need
Oh, you tasted it with his wife. It was hilarious.
Yeah, she tried to get me drunk, and I said, no, I don't want that. All right, so I got one gift for you. It says, thank you, Bill, for everything you did.
Thank you.
And that
Oh, by the way, how about Jimmy saying to you, you must like Bill?
and he said it.
Yeah, that was.
I thought you. I like him so much. I never spoke to him. I never met him. But when I saw how they have been attacking
Young,
him,
thanks for following.
I didn't like it, and I didn't appreciate it. So I went to Jim Cramer and I said, can you please write congratulations, Ryan, on your new baby? Knowing that Ryan, he have an intention to get bye-bye baby, what is left from Bed Bath & Beyond?
The intellectual property has already been bought by Dream on Me, a private company that he has nothing to do with. Artemis, thanks for 32 months, says, hey, and I had the strangest interaction at work the other day. I'm a cleaner, and as I was vacuuming a store, one of the employees stopped me and said, a cleaner should be doing that. I was baffled. What the fuck? Oh.
So,
Let me see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, congratulations. Why didn't he say it on your baby?
Yeah, it's written right here.
Oh.
Congratulations on your new baby. All right, and then I had him sign your bottle.
Look at that. That was funny.
There it is.
That's pretty.
And then I had him sign your bottle. But if I told him Bill Pulte is gonna know, I mean, the whole plan is gonna fall apart. So I didn't want to mention your last name, but now
That's so
now
funny.
it's. And then I had him at Ryan Cohen.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And because I felt he was drunk and I didn't want him to wake up from being drunk, I spelled the name Cohen, C-O-H-E. And then I told him, Jimmy, you're so great. And then he loved it because a lot of people said, pump him so then he falls.
What'd you tell him, Ken?
And I said,
Oh,
Jimmy, can I tell you something? And he was so happy. He came closer to me and I said to him, naked short. What did I say again? Shorts never closed.
Boom.
Boom. And then
I'm sure Jim Cramer felt very owned.
he repeated shorts never closed twice when I was leaving.
He was shocked, man.
I was shocked.
All
right.
You're fucking
So please, I mean, if you have contact with your lawyer and Ryan's lawyer, just give him this one. It's a gift from.
Thank you.
And I got him the same card as you.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, now we go to the important thing. All right. So earlier when my teammates asked you tell us about one great CEO,
Yes.
and then you mentioned only Ryan Cohen. But I'm
Yes.
gonna mention something. You are great too, and I see you equally as Ryan Cohen. I consider Ryan as my brother, and you are my second brother.
Thank you.
You've never met the man, and this is the first time you're meeting this guy. You can't call people brother that you don't fucking know.
You're a
You can, but it's weird.
PPShow.
I'm your cousin.
Yes. And I see both of you have points in common, that you've been attacked by the CEOs, bad CEOs, corrupt CEOs,
Yeah.
CEOs.
The whole apparatus.
Exactly, and corrupt board of directors, and because I stood up for Ryan Cohen, I'm gonna stand up for you as well, my brother. I'm not gonna tell you how, but people know me here, and people.
All right.
All right. Ryan Marshall, I got you. Anyways, so first question is, do you think Ryan Cohen still have in mind a long-term plan for Bye Bye Baby?
How you gonna no answer this, Pulte?
I would be surprised if he didn't. I don't
Really?
know what's going to happen. I'd say this, that we're getting up against some dates and times from what I can understand.
Yeah, the stock's canceled Saturday.
And so you may be happy, you may be disappointed, but I think you're going to find out pretty soon.
Such a non-answer.
And
That's a legally compliant maybe.
I personally, I don't know anything, but I think he's giving.
He personally doesn't know anything. Person who was talking to me on Twitter earlier, if you're watching. Look at that line.
Yeah. I don't think he's very happy with how things went down with Bed Bath & Beyond. That's just my own opinion. I don't know that. I haven't talked to him about it. Wouldn't want to talk to him about it for all the reasons we know. But
do you even know the guy well enough to have a discussion about that with him?
And then the fact that he got sued over it, I bet he's pissed. So it's a long way of saying I don't know, but we may find out sooner rather than later. And, we'll also figure out whether you guys have these NOLs or not, whether these things are valuable. I mean, I think they're valuable, but we'll see what they are. So who knows? I mean, somebody said to me the other day, could I kind of bought the NOLs? I think that's also feasible too, because it's a significant tax deal. Those NOLs. So I bet Ryan's running hard after it. I don't know who the hell else is, but we'll see.
No one.
We'll see. Right. I don't want to know. I don't want to know at this point. Mm-hmm. I know that's not what
I think they're disappointed that he didn't say something stronger in their favor.
you want to hear, but I don't want to get upside down with, I want to have only appropriate conversations, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
With everybody. Yeah.
Second question. If not Bye Bye Baby,
Yeah.
then Ryan last year.
I would bet, I guess I'll say something maybe more aggressive. I would bet it is him, but I don't know that to be true.
Ooh, he's getting over the. If I was Pulte's lawyer, I wouldn't be happy right now.
I bet there's something going on, but I could wake up tomorrow morning and, to be totally clear, I could wake up tomorrow morning and, some bullshit private equity fund who wants the NOLs could buy it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but if you had a proverbial gun to my head, I would say Cohen's going to find a way to do it, but nobody should bank on my opinion.
And it's just speculation, obviously.
100% speculation. I don't know anything.
Just speculation.
PP helping him cover his ass.
Right. So last year.
Because I don't want anybody to say, they say, I do this and I do that, and then Pulte, you said this. I didn't say that he's doing anything. I didn't say
anything. I just said I'd bet money. Genius.
That. So I just want to be super clear. I don't want people to be pissed at me saying, "Oh, you're misleading or you're leading on people." No, I'm not. I'm giving my own fucking opinion.
There you fucking have it.
Go ahead.
Another question?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask me whatever the hell you want.
Okay, so last year,
I think you're hilarious. And I love the name.
Guy Smollett.
Yeah, because branding's important in this world.
Yes, sir.
It's his name.
And some people have a terrible name, and I'd say PP's a good name too.
Yeah.
I keep getting in these business meetings, in my business, and in because I have a couple dozen businesses.
Atheist Brony says, I've been in and out, so I missed some things, but I just heard Bye Bye Baby reference. Do they still hold the torch for Bed Bath & Beyond? Oh yeah, that's what this whole thing's about, is they think that their equity in Bed Bath & Beyond is going to be converted into some other thing, which it isn't. In my opinion. And according to the company's SEC filing from the other day.
Everybody follows my Twitter philanthropy, now X philanthropy stuff. But they keep an eye on what I'm doing and stuff, and I get asked now all the time, what is this PPShow that you're on or whatever, and it's funny in a professional meeting, and I can't stop but smile and laugh when they ask that.
PPShow.
They see it.
Like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah, they see it. They see it, and they say, "I saw you're on a PP show. What's the PP show?" And they want to ask. It's like in a professional setting. They want to say, like, "Does it have anything to do with the penis?" And
It's because I'm pee-pee.
yeah,
Yeah.
but so yeah, it's one of those things. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so back in 1901, there was a president.
Teddy Roosevelt.
His name is Theodore Roosevelt.
Yes.
At that time, he was called Teddy Roosevelt.
Yes.
And he had a nickname of the Trust Buster
Yes.
because he busted back then the monopoly for the JP Morgans and the Rockefeller as far as the steel and the railroad monopoly back then.
By the way, we'll be giving away the 750. I see somebody saying that. We'll be giving away the 750 soon. Go ahead.
$750 coming up soon, fellas.
So now we have a monopoly that is called Amazon.
Okay.
And back when Ryan Cohen did the IPO for Chewy, he had an interview with CNN Business, and the lady was asking him, "Are you trying to compete? No, are you going after Amazon?" And Ryan, with a very nice smile, as always, he said, "Yeah." And then she said to him, "That's a bold move." And I think Ryan can go up and compete against Amazon, and why not?
He doesn't have the amount of capital that Amazon has, or the warehouses, or employees, or anything. Reno Redhead says, is it strange that I'm disappointed the PP show doesn't involve urine therapy?
Knowing
It's
that
the next grift.
he incorporated that company called Teddy Holdings LLC last year, and he registered the trademark Teddy. But I looked at I'm very good at registering trademarks, and I looked at to go and get the trademark Teddy, just the name that is being used since 1901.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Practically, it's impossible. So I was looking at Teddy.com, and I've seen that the trademark was owned by someone else, and then right now it's owned by, I think, Teddy Holdings LLC or Ryan. I don't know.
Yes, because it's affiliated with the children's book series he's putting out. Teddy, which I've talked about. It's for this.
So
That's the most interesting thing I've heard all day.
right. So basically,
Pulte's a dick.
and
Like, when he's annoyed, and he'll just, like...
a lot of people thought Teddy.com, the books, are just for selling books. But in the other side, I see Teddy, the international classes that trademark is registered under, is basically another Amazon, right? So,
God, that would be sick, wouldn't it?
but for him, yes, for him to register the trademark just Teddy, he had to acquire Teddy.com. So when he applies for Teddy with the USPTO, they don't reject or send him an action, office action, as likelihood of confusion. So people are looking at Teddy.com. They thought it's for the 5 books that Ryan published. I see bigger than that. What do you think?
I agree with that. That's just speculation. That's my own opinion.
It's my opinion too. By the way, I love Ryan Cohen.
Oh, didn't know. You guys hadn't talked about him.
All right. Let's go a little bit about other things. So Ryan, in his interview with the GMEDD, by the way, I don't know why GMEDD, they are coming after the community of Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't like that, from the action from Joe and what's the other guy's name? Rod Alsman. Guys, you gotta go back to the, we're fighting for Ryan Cohen here. What do you think about what's your opinion about short sellers, and what do you think about the rules imposed for going long? You have to report your position, disclose your position, but if you short, you don't do that.
Yeah, we get it. You don't like
Smart.
short
Or excuse me, it takes intelligence to be funny. So I think
Does he think Kais is doing a bit? Does he not understand that this is genuinely Kais's personality? He thinks he's doing like an Andy Kaufman thing.
I keep going.
Thank you so much.
You heard from Bill.
Will you stay here?
I would stay here if you want.
Yeah, I'm moving the back.
We'll move down real quick before we move on to Travis. ABC wants to come on real quick, or did you want to do it towards the end?
Towards the end.
Towards the end, sounds good.
I feel safer.
Sure. All right, so let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to Travis the stripper, man. Let's get a round of applause.
Keep him here.
Stay here. We have one more chair.
I want you to keep it funny, and you keep it funny.
Of course, yeah.
I'm coming to kill them.
You want to stand here?
I mean, I can kneel down.
All right, why don't we pick another person for $750? Can you find
so who's
$750?
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do a draw for $750. Dan Rock Solid's scouring the chat right now. Let's see if you can win $750, fellas.
Isn't this great? We're all together.
Absolutely, man. It's a great fucking time, you know. Absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and take it away to Travis, man. Let's hear it.
What's up, my man?
I keep coming back to the same question. Why are we here?
You want me to make something up? I already gave you an answer. Why not?
Well, I keep asking myself, why am I here? You know,
I think they all are hoping he's just gonna be like, and now secretly here's Ryan Cohen, and like that's not the reality, obviously, but I think they all expect him to have some sort of special secret thing he's gonna announce, but he's not because he's got nothing.
I look at this group and we've all kind of come together. It's just been we're a bunch of we like to call ourselves degenerates.
I'm the biggest degenerate you'd ever met.
Degeneracy.
Yeah. Only Neon.
But you know, we get the invitation here. Thank you for the invitation. It's been a pleasure. And trying to tell my girlfriend, you know, hey,
who the hell this guy is?
Yeah, where are you going? What are you doing? And it's like, I don't know.
I hope she's cuter. I hope she's cuter than me.
Y'all are both very attractive people. All right. But you know, trying to explain it, it's like
she was kissing him once on the live.
Yeah, I remember.
You?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was stream.
Kais remembers every time he's seen you kiss your partners.
On stream and
He was raped by his girlfriend.
I was no.
What?
By the way, the show, the thing says on there, it says the PP show, and it looks like it's reading right here, but I think on YouTube it's backwards.
It's actually fixed now.
Oh,
earlier it's mirrored. So like, and by the way, Kai's wrote this backwards that you guys see on the.
I was wondering who did that.
Yeah, it's backwards because the camera's mirrored. So
you can unmirror things through streaming apps.
Pretty impressive. All right, go ahead, Travis.
Anyways, you know, we're all from various parts of the country. You know, different.
Literally, look at this. Watch. Wait, hold on. Oh. Sorry, that was vertically, but you get it. You can easily do it.
Different backgrounds, and you know,
we're all human beings, though.
Yeah, but I was just trying to tell her, you know, sometimes you just find yourself a part of something that's bigger than yourself, and you just go with it, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I made the trip. And again, thank you for inviting me. But when we got the invitation, I got a message from somebody on Twitter, and it kind of reminded me of there's a myriad of reasons why a lot of people are in this particular play, and this one just
the primary being delusion
really touched me, and I hope you don't mind if I just read it real quick to kind of show you that.
Read it.
All right. It all started in 2020 when I got less construction jobs because of COVID-19. Took loans to back that up. And then continued 2021 when I had to quit my job to take care of my pregnant girlfriend. She couldn't walk because of pelvic girdle pain, plus take care of our 2-year-old. I got suspended from unemployment benefit because of that. We got no help from our government since she wasn't dying, and this is a European government. I sold my car, camera equipment, computer, etc. for rent. Help from my mother, and then it began. More loans for rent. When she got better, girlfriend, I found 2 shift jobs in a harbor 18 kilometers from home from May 2022. I got myself a bicycle and biked for months before my mother bought a car for me. She felt bad for me.
How old is this guy?
I don't know his age actually. Pretty young. I would say close to my age. I got a nice mountain of debt. I own my mother money.
Reno, does the name Reggie mean anything to you?
Soon enforcement authority. But I believe that there is light in the end of the tunnel. I have watched the stream every day for months, and I just want to open up myself for you and say thank you for keeping my hope up. You guys have kept me going, and thanks, Bill, to interact with the community. Crying while writing this, but I wanted to express myself, and thanks, Travis, for sharing this with you, Daniel. I don't know what kind of community we've built here, but I'm very proud to be a part of it, and I just wanted to kind of...
This is sad. It sounds like this guy's had a really rough time of it, and he, like a lot of conspiracies that we cover, desperate, needs help, maybe feels the need for a community, winds up here. Sad.
Express that, there's a lot of people out there, different backgrounds, a myriad of, what they're going through and what this play could mean. And so, thank you for showing us your support.
Of course.
And helping us kind of,
I didn't do anything. I just showed up here at my office. You guys did the work. Except fucking PP can't get the fucking video and audio to work.
Okay, it's fucking like the weather.
It looks like dog shit. What do you mean we're good? What do you mean the weather? What are you talking about the weather?
We're on Wi-Fi. We're good. We restarted the call.
Your weather doesn't affect the quality of your Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's inside. What? Hydrate. Can do.
He's good.
Oh, that's so nice, Socialist Kowalski. I'm really happy for you. I'm sure that's relieving.
Oh God, the video's good now.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck? So I guess I fixed it after all.
Yeah, the weather.
Well, fuck. I don't know, man. Fucking Wi-Fi.
All right.
I'll bring the mood back up, but I just wanted to share that with you because it was something that touched me, and I know Daniel. He says he watches the stream every morning when he gets up. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
Central U.S.
Okay. Can't say the state.
Texas.
Good for you. Is he coming with us?
Do you want to come on a private plane?
Let's talk after.
Okay.
All right. Travis, give him a script dance, man. Let's have it.
All right.
Anything else you want to
I have 2 other quick questions. Yeah. Recently, Doug Siffy from Virtue Capital tweeted to Gary Gensler to stop the trading on Bed.
Maybe Cohen and I should buy the Panthers from him. What do you think?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Go ahead.
You know he hates me.
Who?
The guy from Panthers.
I don't know.
Doug?
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, how did?
It was last week. I was attacking him, and he didn't.
I'm gonna start skipping around. We're over 3 hours, and they still got like an hour left in the stream. So
That out there, but again, thanks for having us out there, and yeah, let's talk
course.
after the stream.
Cool.
Sounds good, man.
Cool.
You heard it from Travis. Let's get a round of applause. Rock said that control out someone.
So, when I took a screenshot, third name down I saw was Matthew Tooley. I've seen him in the community before. We've also had a super chat. I saw in the super chat Ashley Rain. I don't know how we want to go about deciding.
Who is it, Control? It's up to you. Say it. Say a fucking name.
Absolutely. On a coin to flip.
What is it?
Coin to flip.
Huh?
Flip a coin.
All right. Flip the fucking coin. Let's go.
Just
giving away money.
I bet whatever he's doing is he's keeping it close to the vest as hell, and so we'll see. Hopefully we wake up one day and he's fulfills your guys' dreams, but there could be a situation where it's not that. So you need to mentally prepare yourself for that.
He's literally telling them to mentally prepare themselves for not getting anything, and they're just not gonna listen at all.
On the show we talk about it all the time. Again, a lot of people know that this
Microphone PP. How do you do this so often you don't know how microphones work?
play is high risk. It can go either way, and a lot of people that are still left in this play, they're willing to go to 0 or hero. So at the same time, I think a lot of people understand the risk, and
they all say that, and it's so not true. They all deep down really believe they're going to be rich, and they do not expect to lose money. H-Bird says, this reminds me of a Katie Montgomery's TDOV stream where her final guest was Natalie Wynn, and both of them were completely wasted and kept speaking nonsense for an hour after the stream was supposed to end.
Just like with any investment, you have to do your own due diligence when purchasing or selling anything. So, beautifully said. Roxanne, do you have any other questions for Bill?
Well, I mean, nothing too crazy. I mean, you're a family man, you're a father. How do you balance your time between your work and your family life?
I just told my wife I'd be home at 8.
Because
I said
so you're
that
already in the hot seat.
I said we're gonna do a lot of hours here.
Yeah.
So I say we keep going.
That doesn't answer the question at all.
And maybe you and me could talk. You ask me anything else you want, but you and me and maybe Kai and just shoot the shit for a little while or something. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else you got?
No, nothing too much. Everything's been kind of covered. This is what happens when you come up towards
Where are you from?
I'm living in Arizona now.
Nice.
Phoenix.
You know, I'd like to direct register my shares, not because of Bill, but because
A bunch of times, whether it's with you guys do this every night. I mean, you do your show every night. It's called the power of compounding, you know, and you only get compounding by just going one step at a time. And, you know, that's what I say, on a long enough time scale, this will happen, but it may take
What the fuck does that mean?
more time than you want it to take. And you shouldn't settle for it going slow. I'm not saying go settle for it going slow. I'm just saying.
So there are some people like Retail United that have actually gotten, you know, into the Senate to be able to, you know, the Idaho senator was questioning Gary Gensler about the what he's doing at the SEC, and so I mean, do you think that is a good step? Do you think that will bear fruit?
Sure, it's all great. It's all one step of the ladder, right? It's just every freaking thing. In isolation, one of these things doesn't matter, but added up together, it's very powerful, in my opinion. And if we have hundreds of millions of people eventually, you know, now you got millions, if not tens of millions, trading in GME. And what did they try to do? They tried to shut it down. They tried to shut down GME. They're still trying to shut it down.
Did they? Who's trying to shut down GameStop? It's just a not profitable company. What? No one's trying to shut it down. It's just a bad business model.
They're running these crazy hit pieces on Ryan. I actually think these hit pieces make Ryan look like a legend, in my opinion.
Wow. Good thing your opinion's worthless.
Somebody said to me, "Are you upset about the fact that CNBC did what they did to Cohen?" I said, "No, it's the greatest thing ever because it goes to show how powerful Ryan is, in my opinion, and what he's doing, and how on the right side of things he is." Yeah. You know, I think there's tremendous power. You know, we're getting a bit philosophical, and again, I'm just one man's opinion, but you know, there's a certain amount, and ABC could probably tell us more about this because he's lived a longer life than us. He's just been on this earth longer than us, but. You know, there's a certain amount of power, I think, with love versus hate, or love versus some of these other things that these people do. And with Cohen, I don't see him hating anybody, but I see a lot of people hating him. And so even if
I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a shit about you guys, considering he pump and dumped you.
You didn't have...
Allegedly. Chitara says, just joined. I'll definitely have to watch the archive, but are these guys still coping? Oh, this is the worst I've seen them. This is pathetic.
The opinion about Cohen that I have, which is, you know, understanding his DNA and his father and all this, and seeing what he did.
They are so obsessed with lineage and blood. It's so weird.
Chewy, even if you didn't look at that, if you just said, okay, who's going to win this match? In my opinion, it's the guy who's loving, not the guy who's spending all of his time hating. I mean, think about it. He's out there building, and that's love. The rest of these guys, they're trying to tear him down. That's hate. And when you're just the way that God has created, in my opinion, the universe is, God rewards love and building. And
it's just interesting that seems to be the ideology of so many people who are born on third base, who think they hit a triple. Like, God just blesses you when you're good. Have you considered you're just rich because your fucking grandfather started a successful business? And then so did your father.
And he...
Maybe it's not God. Maybe you're just lucky.
And the score of the game is such that you lose the game, in my opinion, the way God's rigged the universe, if you traffic in hate and destruction and tearing people down. And what they've tried to do with Ryan is tear down and hate. And I think in the end, Ryan wins.
I was curious. Real quick, we do have Control Chaos. Let's welcome in. He has a gift for Bill here today, so let's get a...
Everyone giving gifts to the rich guy.
Come on in here. Stay there. Get your chair. Come on.
All right, come on in, man.
These are the celebrities, right?
All right. What do you have for Bill, Chaos?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my god, he bought him the box set of the fucking Teddy books. Oh my god.
I don't know if you had this already.
No, I didn't.
It's
Do you have this box of children's books?
Come on, I can get near your lap here.
It's gonna be a collector's. Not financial advice, but I think you should hold on to this for a long time. It's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Why is that? This is great.
Oh my god, Pulte doesn't even know what it is.
First edition.
What is it, Bill?
This is a first edition. Wow, look at that.
All right, Teddy books. Look at that, man.
Teddy, Ryan.
So we spoke yesterday.
Can somebody clip this up? Ryan, we are here and we are supporting you. Keep on going. Keep on working. We have Teddy.
Oh my god, they just totally took that as signal. Oh god, Pulte.
Ryan, you have an army. You have an army of supporters behind you. Do whatever you want. We are always with you, man.
Right on.
So we spoke yesterday, and I told you that I'd like to work.
By the way, I love your shirt. Look at that shirt.
Yeah, look at that.
By the way, is blue your favorite color?
By the way, did I not say he'd want one of those shirts?
Oh, of course.
Is your blue favorite?
Yeah. He did.
Are we gonna? Were we
That's
gonna
for
tell
your
them
wife.
that I'm the
I know,
new,
that's what I told him.
I need one.
Were we gonna tell them that I'm the new chief security officer for Pulte?
Sure, no
Okay,
problem.
Yeah, so that's official now. So, no, I mean, do you believe, like we spoke about how I want to help you give back and I want to work with you to
With
give
veterans,
back
yeah.
and with veterans. But I think what you're speaking of with CEOs and how they're overpaid and they don't do their job, and you and Ryan are preaching, 100% agree with it. But I see it carrying over to non-for-profits and charities as well.
This is what I spend my day on.
And I just.
Why do you think they
that's-
also wanted to tear me down? They've tried to do that, but thankfully the mainstream media has not cooperated with them as much as they'd like.
Because that's just,
You know that, right?
No one even knows who you are.
They're
What are you
they're
talking
trying
about?
to take down my direct giving because my direct giving also empowers the individual and it also cuts out the middleman. The middleman wants his cheese. You know?
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's no different in charity too.
I agree, and I mean, I encourage anyone who wants to give to do your homework. I mean, I don't donate money without doing my homework to see where that money's going to go. I mean, there's a lot of charities out there that on face value they look like they're a great charity, but when you dig a little deeper,
Oh, if you think CEOs are bad, you should look at some of these corrupt charity CEOs.
I agree.
Because they'd make your head spin. I mean, they make $300,000 a year. Some of these people, and they don't do a damn thing except for go on vacation and
Well, I
spend
know,
other
you know,
people's money.
I'm not gonna put it out there on here, but like I have a local charity.
It's actually funny. 300 grand is like not that much for a CEO pay, relatively speaking, compared to like for-profit corporations.
That's supposed to deal with veterans where I live, and they only bring in about $3 million a year, and they pay the CEO or the person in charge over $400,000 a year.
Yeah, you know what I call that?
That's thievery.
A fucking scam. Yeah, that's
I agree.
The hypocrisy. So interesting.
People deserve to be prosecuted. I have to use the restroom again. I'll be right back.
We'll be back for just
He's got to powder his nose.
a quick break here, fellas. Bill's gonna use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll see him in just a moment. All right.
Guys,
Cass, what do you think?
I think Bill is great, isn't it?
If you donate $500 to PP.
Holy shit.
Okay? So
Alright.
10 more. Let's go.
Alright, you heard from Bill.
Do it now, then.
Real
Do
quick.
it now. Like, seriously, I want to see it flooded with $500.
Let's do it.
And I want to meet you, and if you're doubting whether to do it or not, you should do it. And you can come here and meet me.
Right on. A lot of people in the chat, I noticed.
But you can't be guaranteed to go on a private plane. Did you tell everybody about the private plane tomorrow?
Let's go ahead and tell them that. So, fellas.
Why don't you say how it came about or whatever?
Yeah, sure. You mean from where we were at?
I don't know, just lunch. or
So,
whatever.
me and Bill were at lunch, and he was just asking, PP, when you flying back? And I told him the date I was flying back, and then he just very cool, like says, PP, you want to get on my private plane and travel with me? I won't say where we're going, but
you can say where. You can say what. Well, I'm going to SpaceX.
Okay, yeah. So.
Guys, Is Elon Musk gonna meet these fucking guys? Are these fucking guys gonna be in the same room as Elon Musk? Because I'm pretty sure if that's true, then solipsism is real, and I am the only person in the universe, and everything that happens in the world is just to make me laugh.
Going to SpaceX on Wednesday.
Yeah, so Bill's going to SpaceX, and he said, "PP, how about you get on the fucking private plane and come with me?" So I said, "Absolutely, Bill." So
Maybe you can see a rocket.
maybe so, man. That'd be fucking awesome.
To the moon.
Where's our fucking spacesuit?
Oh yeah, it's right over here.
I'll be right back.
So, baby, if you're watching at home, Mrs. PP, Bill,
I'm not coming back.
yeah, I'm not coming back till Bill tells me I can come home. So I'm just letting you know that now, all right? So keep that in mind. It's absolutely fucking nuts, fellas. Honestly, it fucking it shocked me, man. When he told me, I said absolutely. So I will be going with Bill. So you know, we won't have our normal PP show through the week, but I will be vlogging it and filming it for everybody, so you guys don't miss a fucking single thing, man. Again, you know, I'm glad that we have everybody here with us today. The community has always been great, man. You know. Again, you guys are one of the best communities out there. You know, I told Bill about the money you guys raised for Tinfoil Guru, and he loved it, man. You know, so just keep in mind, fellas, you guys are a fantastic community here at the PP Show.
Can I make you rich? No, believe me. If I could, I'd make myself rich, but I guess it doesn't work that way.
Oh, and so forth. So.
We love you, Nor.
All right, right on. Let's get some love for Nor, man. All right, we just got another 500 from Steve Harper. Looks like he's coming to meet Bill and Pee-Pee. The crew with the oversized monitor screen and the astronaut. All right, everyone's going to the fucking moon.
You are so full of shit. You told me you were going to the bathroom.
I did.
Learn from the best.
I did.
Okay. So
You went to the bathroom in the spacesuit.
I was pitching on people coming here. So, $500.
No, I imagined many of you as gay or trans because gay and trans people are fucking awesome.
Get you for sure in here in November. And anybody else?
I created all wars. Only the justified ones.
Anybody else? No. Anybody else who wants to come? We'll pick random people.
All right.
Am I coming?
Oh. If you take that off and do it.
What are you? You're some kind of horrifying repressed thought that's exposing itself in weird, gross Freudian ways.
Because there's
You want to
reasons
be
I can't
unique,
on-
right?
No, it's the other thing.
Tell me.
Oh, he can't. Yeah,
I can't.
He can't be next to you with that on.
With the.
What is it? By the way,
I can be, but I just.
It puts you
it's-
on the same team.
No. It's just. No, it's just. I want to be clear. I'm wearing this outfit not for Bed Bath and Beyond, not for GME, not for Pulte.
He's got to make sure that his spaceship or his spacesuit isn't financial advice.
Just because you love the people show.
Not for anything other than everybody wants to be an astronaut and go to space.
Well, we just said we were going to SpaceX, so why the fuck would you not be in an astronaut outfit?
Exactly, but I just want to be super clear, like with regulations and everything, that this is not about any specific stock. This is not about anything. This is just, me wanting to be with some friends and rock out in my spacesuit.
There you go, man. Yeah, I mean, it's perfect.
That is not financial advice.
No, it isn't, man. Again, a lot of the show is
This
always
world's
been
crazy, right?
speculation and opinion. Yeah,
All right, I'll be right back.
All right,
I'm not going to the bathroom.
All right, we'll see you.
This time it's strictly coke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Not actually saying he's doing anything.
Bill in just a moment. All right.
What do y'all think?
Do we have to?
Maybe.
Will your wife
Maybe.
let you?
Wrong question. All right, keep going.
I just want to actually update you.
Actually, we'll call her and we get your permission from her.
Don't worry, she's fine.
We actually at the PP Show adopted a child, and her name is actually Theodella. I don't know if you can show that on screen there, but
Sometimes they can use 6th Street as like a.
Yeah, but it would have to become public that it was him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What do you think? All right, there it is.
There it is,
The bet is made, man.
I bet on.
And if I'm wrong,
But it has to be Icon.
towards a website for the PP show. We would sponsor a couple more children on a yearly basis because it does cost a yearly basis to do this. And if I'm wrong, I'll throw $5,000 towards anything that you would like to put towards a charity or a certain individual.
And the bet is that you think Icon will show up in
Yeah.
Bed Bath and
He's
Beyond.
going to give a credit bid via 6th Street.
And if I'm wrong,
But it has to be Icon specifically, not 6th Street.
Well, it would come. Well, sometimes they can use 6th Street as like a.
Yeah.
ABC's about to make a bet with a millionaire.
Yeah, but it would have
Why?
to become public that it was him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What do you think? All right, there it is.
That's
The bet is made, man.
I'd bet on Cohen over Icon, so I'll take that bet.
All right.
But I'm not saying just Cohen. I'd say somebody else.
I'd say it's both of them.
Okay, well.
That's my opinion.
All right, sounds good. I look forward to collecting your
Who wants
5K
to
for
bet-
charity.
Who wants to bet with me that Ryan Cohen is going to be involved in that play?
I already know both of them most likely are going to be, man. Again, it's speculation, but I think they followed the tinfoil for a long time, Bill. And look, there's some people on this board that are involved that have a connection with Carl Icahn. And to be honest, man, the fucking tinfoil, like something stinks about all of it. So again, I'd have to say that ABC could be right.
Sounds good.
Do you think
We're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Do you think Overstock's involvement with Bed Bath & Beyond is like irrelevant? Like, do you think that? I don't
There's
know.
no involvement. They bought the IP.
Do I think what? Sorry?
There's not an ongoing relationship.
Overstock's involvement with, because they purchased the IP rights for Bed Bath & Beyond, or at least there's a time period where the deal could go back. But do you what do you think about the involvement with Overstock and Bed Bath & Beyond?
What about it?
So I mean, I think that that Amazon's business model wasn't sustainable, and I think there's a lot of companies that are that have been unfairly treated through the market, and I think that pretty quickly a lot of them have something good.
Oh yeah, he seems super annoyed.
Bring, and they could all come to the table pretty quickly and create an e-commerce solution that's actually omni-channel, where all these companies could come in, and Overstock also has T0, which I was going to ask you whether or not you felt that there were companies that would be ready to move to that decentralized platform, and so I guess maybe the more important question: do you think there are companies ready to move to a decentralized platform instead of like the typical NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange? Like if they went to like T0.
Well, you're kind of asking me the same question as earlier. I think that the executives who run these companies do not necessarily want to change exchanges for the reason you described. So that may not be what you want to hear, but
couldn't they raise money and actually, like, with people who actually care about their company, right? Like, instead of just some hedge fund that gets to pick whether their company goes up or not, like, that if they
sure, theoretically, but think about it. If you move exchanges, think about how much, if you're an executive and you're making $15 million a year, right? Think about how much of a pain in the ass it is to change exchanges and those type of things. And then you got to get board approval. You got to go through all the regulatory stuff. So I'm not saying that, keep that there for a second because I'll answer in a second. I'm not saying
PP writing questions to him.
That they won't do it. I'm just saying that's friction that, they want to get paid, and by changing exchanges, it's definitely going to, it's definitely going to add friction to the process.
But don't you think in the long run, like, for example, like doing due diligence, a lot of times you have to look for what company is going to do offerings or dilutions, right? And like if the company was voting, if the actual shareholders are voting, then it's like, hey, we want to raise money for this, and then it wouldn't be seen as a dilution because it's like the shareholders are actually voting because they want it to happen. They want that company to expand in that way, and they know that it costs money. So I just think that.
Why would shareholders want that?
That it could.
To solidify, what steps do you take to, what is your planning process in a problem? If you need me to explain more in depth, I'm more curious about that. Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so uh, so let's say there's a big deal you want to make, or some sort of architecture that needs to be formed, or something along those lines, right? So there's a certain, for example, there's a mission. So and then you have to figure out the method, like how are you going to make it happen, and then you're looking for an end state. Like the end state, for example, is like, I want this community to be mine, or these homes are in this area, or like Detroit, like you did in 2019, where it's like you were scared to death of little kids going to school on a Monday, Friday morning. And so okay, this actually helps. So the mission is to clean up, certain areas in Detroit to get all
Yeah,
the
the best thing to do
gangsters
is
out.
the best thing to do is to pretend that you can fix it no matter what. You can fix anything you put your mind to. No such word as can't. My grandfather taught me that. I think Ryan Cohen had something similar that his dad taught him. And so I think that's
the fucking billionaire myth making, the rich asshole myth making.
Number one is, no matter how hard the problem is, it can be overcome.
Did you know that only wealthy people had parents that gave them vague general advice?
And so that's how I'd answer that question.
And then in terms of the planning process itself, as for the type of people that you get together, or running kind of conferences and things of that nature, usually, like, will you make yourself the lead of those kind of projects, or do you do like Grandpa Pulte? You kind of analyze the situation, say to yourself, like, who would I want to take action on this, or is this so big that I want to take
The
it
latter.
myself?
Who can take action on something? Who's the best person to do it? Everybody's good at some stuff, but some people are bad at other things, and I try not to do things that I'm bad at.
And then in terms of that decision making, do you open a phone book, or how do you know, like, who to find for the mission that you have set? Like do you already just know, like, is your phone book so big that you just know, like, hey, if I need something to be done, I know I could ask somebody to ask somebody, or
I just Google it, and most of the time people return my calls, which is nice, so that's kind of helpful.
Got it. Yeah, that's all I was curious about, is just how do you reduce that fog of war, per se, to build at least an 80% solution, so you could accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish, or get the mission done. That's it.
I love it. I pick based on people's strengths, and try to avoid giving people who are weak at specific things. And so I try to look for subject matter experts. And so
I try and look for people who are good at the task I need done. Oh my god, no wonder he's a millionaire. He's a business genius. Did you know you should hire people who are good at the task you need them to do? God damn. Totally worth spending $500 to come see this genius.
So, in my different companies, for example, I've not had a lot of success bringing people in from outside of the industry into the specific company. I really try to focus on, who's an expert in that category, and those people
No shit?
tend to be the smartest on that particular issue. If I don't have them, I find a way to get them, even if I have to call them and bother them a bunch.
Cool.
Just pay them more.
So in terms of the PPShow, man, there were some people who were asking, they want to know if you can consider yourself a PP, man. What do you think?
A big PP.
I think you already know the answer to that question. What else you got?
What do you like so much about the show that we put on? What is it? What is it that kind of draws you?
I like the people in here. I like the people in the community. I think
it's a good community?
I think it's a great community. I think that
They all suck up to him, so they're great.
To the extent that you
Speaking of which, you guys are great.
continue to get bigger, I think it's going to be important for you to make sure that you stay true to your mission all the way through. Because I think it can, people can get corrupted. People can get corrupted with money, but they can also get corrupted with power and influence. So you don't.
They can approach you, say no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I come from a good family, hardworking, parents, and I learned from them. So again, like I said, money is not, money's great and lets you survive, but I think that this show is a testament to something great that's occurring. And again, I don't know if you saw, but I know I told you about how we, the PPs here raised money for Tinfoil Guru, which was a vet, and
I thought that was an awesome story.
8 weeks ago. So yeah, right on.
Shall we go and give this gentleman some part that he deserves. We're talking about Pulte Group.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go into Pulte Group a little bit.
What do you got?
Now here we go. Is he gonna pitch? Are we gonna get a pitch?
All right. That company was built by your grandfather. And
Yeah, did you see some of the artifacts over there?
I've done. They are amazing. I'm fascinated about Bill Pulte, the grandfather, and the grandson. And I mean, I know that you've been very close to him and you learned from a great man. Last Sunday, I've seen a video of him. I think he was like in a university and he was talking about what he did, how he created the company. I mean, for me, it was, I really wished to see the man at least one time in my life because he's great. Can you tell us about your grandfather? About
That's it. Why did you have a whole thing? Just say, can you tell us about your grandfather?
the company your grandfather built?
Jesus.
And if there is no legal, I mean, I know there is a case with some corrupt entities in the company, including the current CEO, and I've seen that he's sitting at the board of directors of the company. If it's legal, you can tell the viewers here what's going on.
Well, I got a big problem in the sense that we've got, as shareholders, I think, a big problem in the company, which is, at least I've got a problem with it, which is that you've got a CEO who's making a lot of money every year, and in my opinion, he's in many ways covering for the disgraced, terminated Brandon Jones, who...
Okay, so another tinfoil hypothetical, since we're doing it anyway. Is Pulte trying to get control or at least influence over some of the people in this community in order to try and use them as an internet army to buy stock in Pulte Group and also harass the board into putting him back in as CEO? Because that'd be hilarious. Again, that's tinfoil speculation, made up bullshit for fun. Just funny.
Who essentially defamed and harassed my family for a long period of time. And, to be honest with you, this situation should never happen in a Fortune 500 company. And when it does, it should be eradicated and it should not be supported in any way. And it's my opinion that Ryan Marshall is spending way too much of our shareholder money, because I'm a shareholder in it. You are? Yeah. And oh, that's nice. Thank you. That's very nice of you guys to have that sentiment. But it's a great company. Pulte Group's a great company, and it's a great employee base. But what Ryan and Brandon are doing and how they're colluding, in my opinion, together is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to my family name. It's a disgrace to everything my grandfather worked hard for. And I'm not going to go silent. They tried to put a gag order on me, and that didn't end so well for them. And there's a lot of other things that are going on. So we'll see what happens. But not too happy with it, that's for sure. So it's not very fun when you wake up in the morning and you find out that you're being harassed by people who are making millions of dollars to run a company that you love and care about.
Right. And, with that whole thing going on, with the CEO, for instance, Bill, has the quality in homes, still, have they changed at all?
That is absolutely a question he fed. He told PP to ask that question.
The good thing is we've got a number of great employees in the company. There's about 6,000 employees. And as far as I can tell, and one of the things I think that Ryan Marshall, through his people, is being very misleading about is they're saying that I have issues with executives.
Sure.
My issue is predominantly with those who've created problems. A guy named Todd Sheldon, a guy named Ryan Marshall, and a guy named Brandon Jones. Pretty much everybody else,
Shattered Glass,
at least
thanks
for
for
purposes
following.
of this conversation, have done a good job working hard, and they're working hard. And so I would say that those guys, those bad executives, they're not the ones building the field, the homes in the field, and that's a good thing.
No executives are. They're executives.
Because they're destroying, in my opinion, many other good parts of the company. Meaning that not the people in the field. I'm talking about those three executives that I mentioned. One who's been so-called terminated, but acts almost, in my opinion, like he still works there.
He's still acting
So-
behind the scene or something. Right?
It's a bizarre thing. I mean, it's one of those things where you would think that if you fired a guy for cause, that you wouldn't be, number one, entertaining anything with that person. You'd be figuring out how to, say this is not appropriate behavior. But then it's a weird thing where it's almost like Jones, in my opinion, is trying to protect Marshall in some bizarre way.
Yeah.
And I just don't think.
Neural Alchemist, thanks for resubscribing.
I don't think this is. I don't think.
Again, I'm gonna skip through him just bitching about his
This is
company
a
that
very
got
good
kicked
thing
out
for the
of.
company, and I don't think
allegedly.
it's a very that other kind of stuff. So we're going to keep on going, and I appreciate everybody in this chat who supports me and supports my family and supports our legacy, because whether it's Ryan Cohen with his dad and his legacy, or my grandfather, and everybody knows how important he was to me, it's important to me personally that I preserve the legacy, and I'm not going to let two jackasses screw it up for not only the 6,000 great employees, but for any other shareholder.
Yeah.
In terms of PHM, are you guys how are you guys kind of expanding into the housing market as now? I mean, with the economy, inflation.
We love the Pulte family.
Thank you.
Truly, yeah, we do. I mean, again,
We love the PP family.
And we love the Ryan.
I was with my
Cohen's family.
I was with my dad.
It's a great name. Can you say it?
Kaj Malaj. I was with my dad today, and I was telling him about you guys and saying about how great you guys and the whole community's been to our family as this whole thing's been going on with these maniacs running this, two or three guys running this company, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain the PP show to him. That didn't.
That didn't go too well.
I didn't fully hit, but he says I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm delighted that you guys came. Thank you for coming, and thanks for everybody for being here. I'm looking at some of the comments here. Somebody says, love to get more PHM. That's very nice of you. I share the Pulte page stuff on X all the time. Thank you. Yeah, we try to raise money for people all day, every day.
If you like the Pulte group and you like Bill Pulte, write a comment right now. I'm not asking you to give money, but just write a comment. I want to see.
I think we could get to 50. I think we could get the whole amount. It's just
People who are going against probability, the people who want things to fail for no reason.
Going against probability? What?
I remember being in this place since August, and then PPShow kind of starting essentially 6 to 7, 8 months ago. Talking about the shills, right? The people who are going against probability, the people who want things to fail for no reason. PPCs used to always say, like, hey, just remember, Bed Bath & Beyond has 10,000 to 11,000 employees.
Not anymore, they don't!
Just remember...
I'm sorry, that's insensitive to people who actually lost their jobs and are the victims of corporate bullshit. I actually do feel bad for the employees of Bed Bath & Beyond, but it is so annoying to me that these people don't understand what's going on.
Sorry.
You were curious about Pulte Group and came across this story? Home building company executive carried a noose and warned employees not to hang themselves in meeting lawsuit, says. 3 black former employees of the home building company Pulte Group are suing the company for allegedly violating their civil rights, citing several incidents that include a white executive bringing a noose to a meeting with employees. The suit was filed in Michigan's Ingham County Circuit Court earlier this month by attorneys representing Idis Hartsfield, Richard Turnbow, Roderick Hunter, who lives in Georgia. In their suit, the former employee accuses the construction company of racial discrimination, fostering a hostile work environment, and retaliating against black employees. Wow. In the suit, Hartsfield alleges an executive openly waved a noose in front of employees, including at least 2 who were black, while warning them, quote, not to hang themselves. The allegations are reprehensible and will not be tolerated. Pulte Group strives to maintain, promote, and advance a work culture where all people are valued, respected, and heard. Diversity is embraced. It's interesting that there appears to be... Oh, no. Oh, it's a photo from the actual meeting! There's photographic evidence of the noose. Holy shit. Oh my god. Is this ongoing? Jesus. What year did he get kicked out of the company? I just want to see if something lines up.
You want to get in a loop. Bed Bath & Beyond has 10 to 11K of employees. Are you essentially asking, a company that's giving Americans, as well as now that I realize doing the research, Canadians and Mexicans, because there's Bed Bath & Beyonds in Mexico.
Not anymore.
Jobs, 10 to 11,000 plus employees.
Again, it's not about what someone wants to happen. It is about what has happened and what is happening. Those employees are already let go. Like, period. It already happened.
So the thing I always appreciate about PPC
Another
is
500 there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Keep going.
Is essentially he brings up, like what about them, and then talking about Grandpa Pulte. Essentially, it's funny in the book, the home that Bill Pulte built. In that book, Grandpa Pulte talks about. I'm gonna sit down, makes it easier.
Yeah.
Grandpa Pulte talks about the shareholders, right? And it kind of surprised me when I read the book. It says like, hey, in terms of priorities, there's a top 3. Shareholders are on the top 3, but they're not number 1. Shareholders
They are based on how our economy works. Like, it sucks, but that's the reality of the system. If you don't like that, you need to change the system and its incentive structure.
are actually number 3. Number 1 is essentially the employees, because according to Grandpa Pulte, the employees were always number 1, and then number 2 was customer delight. And the reason why I think that's really cool that Grandpa Pulte said stuff like that was essentially because it kind of matches what Larry Chang has always talked about. Because Larry Chang's top 3 from Volition Capital essentially was, everybody.
Oh, sorry. There are some in Mexico, apparently, because they're owned by a different company. They must have just bought the rights to use the name. That's funny. Hydrate.
Up and down the organization needs to understand there's a targeted customer that we need to give delight to. Number 2 essentially was talent management, and number 3 was capital allocation. The cool thing about Larry Chang that I always enjoyed in reference to capital allocation is and also receiving capital.
Seems like he reads a lot of books from rich people, hoping he'll find some secret advice that he can learn to become rich.
There's internal and as well as external means of gaining that capital. So if you have a good business plan and the profitability line exists after people do all the math that's required to do it, you see that, hey, one way to gain, profit is essentially to have a product that you love and that's profitable, as well as, as something like we're kind of helping.
A way to be profitable is to have a profitable business.
For
wow, he is learning from Pulte.
A potential squeeze with Bed Bath & Beyond if something were to happen in our favor. So Bill, welcome back. Essentially, I was talking about what Grandpa Pulte brought up before in terms of shareholders, and I was kind of surprised reading the book the first time I did, because shareholders were listed number 3. Number 1 was essentially the employee. Number 2 was customer delight.
But anyway, you give people equity. Yeah, this is my grandfather's first house that he ever built, right there in Detroit at age 8.
Wow, someone who actually maybe did some work.
18 from original article from 1950. It's
What it says at the top there is boy builds $10,000 house right there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the other stuff, we should bring that. Yeah.
What, the checks?
I don't know.
Even though it's kind of far away, the coolest picture I saw was in the room kind of down that way, where it has Grandpa Pulte, 18.
Stop calling him Grandpa Pulte.
Years old. You share using the hammer to nail things independently, but as time grows, you fix things that aren't broken, and you end up using technology to help you out.
Yeah, and that's my dad and my grandpa. That's my grandpa and I. That's at my wedding. He died the next year. But anyway. Somebody says you're from Troy, Michigan. That's cool. Pulte, smoke a joint, somebody says.
H-Baird says, here's a freebie. The key to profits is to take in more money than you spend. Really, you all should be paying.
Yeah.
Plur, they say take your shirt off.
Mrs. Plur would be not too happy about that.
Yeah.
We got that Five Guys anywhere near here?
Yeah, I don't know. Did the Five Guys already come?
I don't think so.
No, they drove to go get it.
Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
they went to go get it.
They left a few minutes ago.
Alright, sounds good. Bill, what the fuck you want to talk about, man?
I don't know.
Yeah,
If you
but-
want, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we can start wrapping up the show.
Okay, the last person to donate before we shut it off, even no matter the amount we'll get to come to.
Come on.
So we'll pick one more, just a random person
any
that donates.
donation. All right.
Yeah, the last one before we shut it off.
Last
So
donation coming in. You get to meet Bill and Pee-Pee, man.
and
Right
we're gonna
on.
wrap it
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up here.
We'll
So
go ahead
get
and
that
start
in.
wrapping up here in a moment.
Get that in.
Yep. People are saying 7:14 in the chat. All
Somebody
right.
says grift, 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 grift.
The real questions, VB with the $2. All I can send, lads. Thanks for your time, Pulte.
Cool.
All right.
Love it.
Right on, man. We'll start bringing the show to a close.
Pulte looks like he's crashing hard. I don't know what he's on, but he needs more, is what it looks like. He looks like he fucking is just done.
So, Bill, why don't we hear some closing thoughts, man? What's on your fucking mind tonight, and what would you like everybody at home to know, man?
I just like the stock. I like Ryan Cohen. I like helping people. Join X Philanthropy. It's a great cause. Keep on helping people. See y'all later.
Right on. You heard it from Bill Pulte, man, from the PPShow.
He got up and fucked off. He didn't even wait for the end. He just fucking got up.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight again, man. We'll go through every single person who donated to the show. We'll get.
All right, Bill Pulte, if you or your lawyer want to pay me to take down my video of this, contact me. The figure will be quite high.
Get the terms squared away with Bill here. All the $500 tips, all the support for tonight, fellas, for the show. I appreciate it, man. You guys are fucking amazing. You guys are amazing community. And, you know, I think we've built something really special here, man. And again, you know, I when I was at lunch with Bill, I told him the vision for the PP show, man. It's not all about, you know, making money. Life's not about making money. Life's about making the right fucking choices, fellas. And
well, good thing you've done neither.
Again, I think the PP show, there's a reason people, you know, may dislike it and are against it, and, you know, they can talk shit all they want, but the thing about the PP show, man, is it's positivity. We have a good time, and we like keeping people
I'm positive you've made people lose a bunch of money. Does that count?
Involved and also aware of what's happening in these markets. And again, I see the vision of the PP show being one of the biggest retail voices in terms.
Oh, is that maybe something you discussed with Pulte, and maybe you and him can trade off of the things you talk about? Again, I'm not saying anything. I'm talking about my screenplay.
Terms of power that we've ever seen in the world. So one day, fellas, we will get there. But like Bill says, you don't just slap the fucking ladder straight on the roof and try to make it. You take one step at a time. So with that being said, fellas, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And I hope to see you guys next time. Remember, there won't be any PP show episodes until I do return home. I will be getting on a private plane with Bill. And I guess he's possibly taking the PP show there to SpaceX. So with that being said, fellas, we'll have some vlogs, we'll have some videos for you. And again, thank you guys for your fucking support. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night. Good luck, and good luck in the markets tomorrow, man. Again, we hope to see you then. So with that being said, fellas, enjoy the rest of the night. We'll see you then. We'll do a dildo slap on the way out, man. Enjoy the fucking greasy fucking dildo slap on the way out. Put your foreheads on the screen and enjoy the rest of the night. We'll see you guys when we return home eventually. Take care. Have a good night. Love you guys.
Jesus Christ. Well, I hope they have a good trip. Because this is the last week that the BBBYQ stock will be in existence. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, let's see who we're gonna raid. Thanks everyone for hanging out. That was exhausting, if I'm being totally honest. Dealing with that cringe and dealing with that bullshit for as long as we did. So... I think we raided Willow in a while. Okay, have a good night. Love you, Mr. Blast. My FUD disappoints you. Sorry, I'll try and have better FUD next time. Once it's over, do they get refunded, or is it just gone on Saturday? It's just gone. They don't. No, you don't get refunded for stocks. All right. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.